All right. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode number 191 of From the Sidelines. Today, we're changing it up a little bit, but first, let's shout out our sponsors. First up, we got Welch Clothing. The boys that created it, Scott and Corey, created by the Dream Chasers for the Dream Chasers. They're always dropping something fresh. If you want, go check them out at welchclothing.com. And if you want to support the boys, Stephen Hatch and Brando and Caden, use FTS to save yourselves 10%. You won't forget it. Next up is Hormesis. I forget if Hormesis is Hormesis. All right, Hormesis Paintball. Uh, those guys over there, they're doing something pretty special. All their paintball gear is handmade using natural dyes, being good for the environment. Uh, there's no garbage in any of their products. So, uh, yeah, go check out Hormesis Paintball. And then, last but not least, is Capital Edge still a sponsor too? Okay, Capital Edge is still a sponsor. All right. And last but not least, Capital Edge Paintball Park, where Brando, Caden, and our host sharpen their swords almost every weekend, if not every weekend. Uh, but yes, let me bring in the one, the only, the host, my brother, Hatch. What's good,
Dude,
my brother?
what is up? Let me just say to everybody that is listening now, one, first try, killed it. So good. Not even rehearsed. I was like, you know what? I've been changing up the intro a little bit. And Smiley Joe was like, dude, let's hit it. And I'm like, bro, no other way I want to come in than with an intro like that. Dude, Joe, great to see you, bro.
Mr. Day One.
Day
Dude, great
one,
to see you,
baby. Day
Hatch.
one. On dude. Every time I think of you, like, dude. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I think of you every day when I'm like, damn, dude. Like, cause I open up my fridge. I see the honey right there looking at me, all mesmerized, and I'm like, dude, I like ration it like a goblin with his gold. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, save my
Yes.
honey. Like that golden liquid goodness. You know.
That golden goodness, man. I'm honored that you think of me often. I think of you very often as well. There's very select people that come across one person's mind throughout a day, and you're one of those that if it's not daily, it's every other day, and it's like that's a good dude. I hope he's well. And like that's one thing like over the weekend too is like I said it to, and I think it's important to say it to people. So like Daniel Camp and M Camp, uh, they're some of those people that like I had to say that to them because they're special people. I'm like, hey, I gotta tell this to you guys in person. Like, if I don't message you and I don't talk to you in person whatsoever, I think of you often, and you guys mean something special. So I think it's important that like when you get the opportunity to do something like that, you got to do it.
Absolutely. It, that lesson for a lot of people is learned way too late. Where it's like those kind of relationships and those friendships kind of not fade but fizzle. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like
Yes.
there's kind of like this mundane wall where it's like, oh, he hasn't reached out to me. I'm not gonna reach out to him. And then it's like when you make that connection where it's like, hey man, you're one of those people that I think of very often. You've impacted my life, whether it be for your work ethic, your mind, your philosophy. I think about you often. Like that is such a powerful thing that a lot of people just don't understand, and a lot of people just don't talk about it. So Joe, that is fucking awesome, bro. And it is so good to have you on, uh, especially, dude, bro. You just got back from a history of a weekend, bro. Dude, tell me about it, bro.
Tampa, baby. Tampa was an awesome event, dude. Let's see. So first getting down there on Wednesday night, it was flight got delayed going down. So at first that was a little frustrating, uh, being that like okay, we had to get to the field early for the first day because the people I was staying with was Mike Moore, uh, along with Matt Dunn of Soulless
Oh,
Photography or
dude, love
Videography,
that guy. Huge fan.
Jor- Yeah, Matt Dunn. He does some awesome stuff, and he's one of those people that I think people don't realize how powerful his content actually is and how
Yes.
beneficial it is through the ecosystem of paintball.
Yes.
Like, to think of it as like at a national event, they a lot of these professionals, like, they only will watch certain people uh if they are going up onto the pro field to play like a divisional match,
Mhm.
or they'll watch them uh, at a practice that's local and convenient for them. What Matt, and actually I'm going to add Gabriel Lilly, because he had stayed with us too and is
G
doing
Lilly.
something very G Lilly.
Love that guy's
Yeah,
content. Great content.
so him and Matt were I had stayed with them, and George Fava being the last.
Dude,
And
legendary
it,
lineup
it
right there.
it was an amazing time to be with all of those guys. And tying back to Solus and G Lilly, they their content that they create it's helping these pros in the future, or it's helping these pros now actually scout these players that
Yes.
are in that, like, that wouldn't be seen naturally. I mean, we can talk about uh, the Russian player
Thomas Hara.
Thomas Hara. Like, he probably was on some of Solus's videos, and these
100%.
guys definitely did not know anything about them. So, uh, yeah, it's amazing what I mean, to be with those guys. Like, they've been trying to get me to stay with them for years now, and this event I was like, okay, I'm doing this now. So the event, got in late Wednesday night to get to the field early on a Thursday, and like just go through the loops. Ended up helping Mike Moore set up the pro headshots and such. Help out being just go in a system with anything that if he needed, but he pretty much had everything under control at that time. Uh, then after that, we hung around, went into the stadium, and checked things out. And dude, it was an amazing, like, Thursday at the event was an amazing experience, uh, for paintball, right? Like, it's I think people also forget too with paintball is like we've also played in stadiums before, like what is it, Skyball back in
Skyball.
Toronto. Yeah. So like this being now the first time in the U.S. to have this event was huge. Yeah, it was awesome. I think numbers wise, they were saying that it was 5,400 people
Wow.
went inside the venue and checked it out for paintball, which was awesome. Uh, I don't I don't know what the exact newcomer to like player ratio were there,
That should be
but
tracked. That should be
I
a
mean,
statistic they need to track where return.
and it probably was. It just hasn't been released yet.
They don't have anything to compare
But
it to.
from what
You know, they haven't been in another stadium.
Yeah, so that's a it was amazing to see paintball inside a stadium. And I mean, if we could just get into another stadium, I think like it'd be really cool. Is down the road is like everybody probably has the same thought as stadium series. Let's go to stadiums and play inside these cool structures and whatnot. The one challenging thing that if we were to do stadiums is that we would have to do something as a sport, is to do it early on in the sport season. So like say football, right?
Yeah.
Like football would be the most sense to do it because the off season for them is from January to uh, July, maybe a little bit before or after that. So
Okay.
June, July.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to do another one, is to do something early on in the year so that we could then be inside the stadium, so there's no real conflict with their like grass growing
Yeah.
seasons and such. So we could then uh, obviously paintballs on a field that destroys the turf and grass and whatnot,
Yeah.
but that I think that would be cool is to have one or two events that would be stadium wise. Uh, but yeah, so anyways, going back into the stadium, like the stadium was amazing. Uh, a lot of people in there. There was the the atmosphere was awesome, man. Like there was everybody was everybody that was there to watch the Russians in damage match. That was an amazing, like that was a finals match, like a
Yes.
World Cup finals match, and it was like goosebumps to be there when the damage when Marcelo and Bernikov
Yeah, when the one on
were
one.
on that 1-on-1 at the very end there. It was it was goosebumps when Marcelo went to go hit the buzzer, and it was just like everybody was quiet, like
Wow.
waiting. The refs went in and like checked things out, and then for the Go Sports team to be so quickly to have the the replay ready to go momentarily, like instantly, and then show it in slow mo of Marcelo diving and then getting shot and seeing the paint spray up, and it just roared throughout the stadium.
Oh.
It was magical, man. Like if there was a time for the sport to like, if there weren't other like in a picture perfect world, they should have cut all the rest of the matches after that off and been like, that's the high note. Boom. Let's
Okay.
call it a day.
Yeah.
But they so it was just the roar from the crowd and everything was just it, that was something to be remembered because the energy was just so alive at that time. Like Marcelo at one point was on the 1-on-1, he was looking up at the jumbotron,
Stream
and
sniping.
he was stream sniping. It was there, you might as well use it, right?
100%.
So dude, it's part of the game.
Absolutely.
So it's a yeah. I don't think Bernikov was using it because like how his posture while he was playing the point was he was more focused on Marcelo, and he's like,
Yes.
if I have to shift my eyes up in a way like that moment of point oh one or whatever, if I'm away,
That delay.
that gives him that delay, like that's it, right? Like the game's over. So I think he was very by how his body language was showing was he wasn't even paying attention to the jumbotron, where I think Marcelo was playing it a little bit more. uh, but a lot of pros on that field were using it, and you know what, it was cool. And you know
Hell
what I
yeah.
think they should have done, they should have allowed counter coaching or coaching in general on the fan side for the event. I think that would have made it that much more electric
Yes.
for the event. Like you had the jumbotron, like why not include that portion, like the coaching, and like
So was that
it would
like
have been
common
nuts.
etiquette? Was that was like unsaid code where even the people that or even the random schmandoms that were there just knew not to talk or cheer or be loud?
It must have, uh, but they I think everybody just respected that and was like they were either mesmerized in watching the jumbotron, or they were too busy watching the game itself. Uh, so it was awesome, man. Like the sound. So like at a at a paintball nat at a regular NXL event, the sound inside, or not inside the field, but the sound at the field when the pros are playing any divisionals, the sound is very loud, and with the amount of people that were inside it, the stadium just absorbed it. It was just like a whole different sound of the sport. Like
Yeah.
you had this visual of the sport where it was like, oh, this is cool. You had the lights coming in, it was illuminating the players in different ways where it, like if you were out on a tournament field, you wouldn't see them in certain ways, and you wouldn't see the paint in other ways, because a lot of the times too is like when we're out on a tournament field in the open, is you're only getting a light coming in from a certain direction. So that makes it very so like you get these certain images and videos of paint being able to be tracked very easily coming across the field. It just you can track it, and it it looks magical when you see a stream of paint coming at you. with the lights inside the stadium and where the field was positioned, you had so many times where you saw the ball just flying through the air, and it just backlit it, so it separated it from the background and such, and it made it look that much more laser like and trackable. So it was like it the lights on the field, I think, really made a huge difference for the event. Uh, I mean, just being in the stadium itself too, it was was amazing.
Dude, the lighting was so sick. I mean, I'm not even trying to glaze, bro, but that there was a picture of Marcelo. Dude, the aura resonating from that photo, bro. I was like, there was like the obvious light beam like coming down. Dude, the guy looked like he was blessed, and I was like, holy
Yeah,
shit, dude. Like the amount of exposure that paintball could possibly could have gotten from that. Because I mean, dude, like if something like that like was coming to like a local field near me where it was like, I mean, it would have to be something like pretty interesting. Obviously paintball is kind of like niche, right? So if there was like, I don't know, fucking super monster trucks, I don't know, like something
yeah,
extreme, right?
something that like the everyday person that had no idea about, they would never like known it was exist. Like, so a lot of that brings up like the topic too with the next generation of ballers coming in is like you have, so talking to some of the high schoolers and such at the fields, they like, some of them don't even mention paintball to their classmates
Yeah.
because they don't want to sit and explain what paintball is, the format that they play is, because it's too much. Where this this event here had that opportunity to show, hey, this is what they actually do. So that's one thing that is like very interesting to like really think about, is like most people don't want to talk about it, or they don't know how to spread it. And like if you are to share the information of what this sport is like on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you're already following the same crowd of people,
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes it like it's just staying in this a loop, so it's not getting out of that group.
Mm-hmm.
So it yeah, it's a weird thing, and I'm glad that the NXL got a lot of people in there. I think they were aiming for I want to say that 5,000 or so people inside. Like they wanted to eventually. So from my understanding is they wanted to fill up the section, the end zone, and then to, as soon as it started to expand open, is then to spread it out wider to get behind the baselines,
Mm-hmm.
like how they used to have it at a World Cup
Yeah.
back when they had it at I don't know if it was Fantasy of Flight that they had
Where it was like the
the
two on the
bleachers.
sides and
So
what?
they had the bleachers at a couple of the World Cups is they had the bleachers on the baseline,
Yeah.
and it wrapped around on the sideline. There was no VIP at that time, like, but the whole field was wrapped around, and then you had the pits uh, on the sideline like they normally are. So it was like a stadium like feel uh, back in the day. I think the last time that had happened was like 2011 or so to
Oh damn.
2010. Don't quote me on that, uh, but they had stadium seating like that, or bleachers, I should say, a while ago. There was actually, speaking of which, is there was a vicious and excessive uh, raw matches from social paintball back in the day, and it shows how that
Social
setup
paintball,
was.
man. Wow.
Yeah,
What a callback.
that and yeah, social. I mean, social paintball was doing like what Matt Dunn does of
Yeah.
Solus, but on the divisional side, right?
Absolutely. And
Um,
at least one thing that I have to say about Matt Solis Photography is that, like, okay, so every single year I host two big parties in my house. I host a 4th of July party and a New Year's party, both on completely opposite ends of the year, perfectly apart to where it's like, I got enough time to get my bullshit together. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah,
whenever I host one of those parties, in one of the rooms, because there's like two rooms that people can socialize in, uh, one of them has paintball playing. and it is
Mm-hmm.
uh 95% of the time. I think one time I put on the Impact series, but 95% of the time it's soulless photography, like raw footage, because dude, the sound of it, the paintball ASMR, let me tell you, that is something that is genuinely not seized upon in the game of paintball. That if you made a paintball ASMR at the field, dude, I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely think that shit would actually kind of blow up a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
because like I mean,
I
just like the
agree with
buzzer
you.
going off, like 10 seconds, the sounds of a case getting ripped open, the sounds of the balls getting out of the bag, going into the loader, like dude, like the like after you air up your gun, dude, there
Yeah.
that is a untapped market of potential right there. Is paintball ASMR, and soulless photography does it perfect because he gets a lot of the action. And there was one event where I was like, man, he's kind of like sitting to one angle, but it's also, the guy's an expert. The guy is obviously at the most popular angle of the entire field, right? And I like that a lot
Yeah.
more that he's done now. Is I mean, I'm pretty sure sometimes he even adds like a body count. Sometimes he adds like a scoreboard. Uh, but the thing is that he gets multiple different angles, and that is what just
Yes.
was so good, because just like you said, when it comes to these pro teams, they get to scout that, right? They're not just watching just a Dorito guy the whole time or just a snake guy the whole time, because obviously the snake is glorified to where everybody wants to watch that. But he does it
Right.
so well
Right.
with the balance to it. He is a seriously talented videographer, cinematographer,
Yeah.
filmographer.
He's a creator. He's a very talented creator in what he does. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He and like the thing too is like, to add to it is like, everybody when so there's a lot of uh there's top notch pro media in the NXL. There's so like this is a kind of a pet peeve that I have, and yes, I'm pro media at these events. In the real world though, is like, I don't think I'm a professional media person.
Hmm.
Reason being is like, skill level of how I capture sports compared to some of these other people that are in like the NFL, the Major League Baseball, uh, NFL. These people, they blow majority of our the NXL pro media out of the water. Like,
100%.
we would not be able to, 90% of us would not be able to keep up with the with creating content like those guys. So now what I'm tying back into is the the angles of like certain people that can create. So like Cassidy came back from HK, so he
Yep.
was shooting something with Dynasty. He does something really well where he's able to get that magic of the players moving in certain ways, and it just is like, it's a tight up angles and the paint flying in the air at different movements and such. And he's one of those people that is like in that top tier that could go outside the sport, which he was outside the sport doing
Yes.
esports and
At the biggest
for
stage
a
possible.
while. Yep. Yeah. How like, and then he comes back into paintball, and like some of our other guys in the sport, they can't really hang. And it's I think the pro media side of things is very I think a lot of people think they're a lot bigger than they are in this sport,
Okay.
and I think I don't know. It's pro is such a phony thing.
Do you think they should make it
Forget
more
where I was.
strict on pro media?
Oh, 100%, 100%, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's okay. So I'll say this too. Everybody has an opinion, just like an asshole, and they all smell. So, my opinion on this is that they should make this more strict, because I feel like there's a lot of people that brown nose in
Oh, that
the
is
media
100% a
field.
thing. Well, that is
Just so you,
100%.
and it's unfortunate, because it's like, if you just be your true self and show your work, like, you're you will get up into that pro area of the on the pro field, or have that full access across the whole venue. there's just so many people that brown nose it, and it's unfortunate
Yeah, and
because it just sets. So like the thing that I'm gonna get to with this is that if you have some really top tier guys in the pro media field, in pro media at NXL, and then you get a couple bad apples in it, that this 100% of IQ up here, and you have a 0% IQ of knowledge down here, that drops it substantially, and it makes it all look worse than it actually is. So
oh
I think
shit,
that, yeah. So I mean, it's a law of averages,
yeah,
right? Like, so if you, I think the NXL needs to in the future is to really look at who should be out there. Like, there's some people in pro media that I think they got up into their area and they
brown
they
nosed.
they they brown nosed,
You
to
know,
put it politely. Yeah.
that is one thing that if I'm being honest, I always respected Ryan Mafia for, is because when he went and he was filming the Rebirth series, dude, I'm not gonna name names, but I know who it was. There were people that were telling him, "You will never be able, like, I'm never gonna allow you to shoot on the pro field." There were
Yeah.
people telling him that, like, to his face, and it's like, dude, like, be on, like, as a guy who is making a documentary, which is like, which genuinely the quality could be compared to the Impact series at that moment, right? And this
Hmm.
guy's not a fucking guy who's working for Go Sports. He's a guy who's doing it for the fuck of it because he loves it, you know.
Yeah.
And his work showed that he deserved to be on the pro field, and he was one of those guys that look at him now, right?
Yeah.
The guy's working for Tetherball Media, to where he's probably making a shit ton more money than almost anybody in paintball, you know,
Yeah.
like, and it just shows where, you know, with people like that, where his skill was showing for itself, but there were a lot of people that just didn't really have that
Value.
quality, yeah, exactly, that quality or value to them, or the heart of it, like he did at that moment. You know, there's a lot of people
Yeah.
who talk, and there's a lot of people who brown nose to get their way up to the top, and it is absolutely 100% politics. Not every single time. There's ways that you can get around it by being a good enough human being and actually, like, putting your putting your value where your mouth is, putting your quality where your mouth is, and you make great stuff. Like look at Enrique. I think Enrique is one of those guys that is incredibly talented. That if he were to, I am surprised he has not gotten swooped up by like an organization like that. You know, in
Yeah.
my personal opinion, he is so talented, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just bitching about. I'm not a media guy, right?
No.
So it's
No, well, it ties it so to, and it's not just media though. It's like the whole world as a whole. Like, people are looking to just build up their resumes first and not have that experience. So it's like, build me they it's like there was something recently that I read about Chipotle. So like, they had hired this guy to be CEO or something, and he ended up uh, saying like, "Oh yeah, I have all this on my resumes," and he ended up putting Chipotle in a lot of trouble. So they ended up firing him, and but they had hired him because of he built up his portfolio so fast, and like, "Oh, this guy's going to do wonders
looks like a
for
prodigy
our
on paper.
company." Right, right. So he looks like a prodigy on paper, and he didn't work out. So then they brought in someone else, and this person at first didn't look that great, but had had been working hard with this one multiple other companies, and they brought them in, and then it brought Chipotle up to a $70 billion company. So it's like, a lot of people, they don't want to grind at that. They want that quick returns in the field of whatever they choose, and then they hop out, and it really like screws things over for the long haul. So, but that's, everybody has their own journeys and they want to do their own things, and by gosh, go do it. Just wish you the best, but that's a way that I personally wouldn't do it.
Mm.
So uh, yeah, everybody,
And
like I said earlier too, is like,
that's
go
interesting,
ahead.
bro. Considering that you said earlier you wouldn't consider yourself a professional, that you put in quotes.
Right. Yeah, I think there's still so much for me to learn. Like, yeah, I've been photographing since uh, 2009, and I've been doing the paintball media seriously since 2019. There's each time that I'm at the field and I'm in NXL events too is like, I'm talking to someone that is either higher than my skill level or lower than my skill level, or I should say, think is lower than my skill level. I talk to them and then I realize like, oh man, like I actually don't know this. Like I need to like study this craft a little bit more to be able to like preach this to someone else. So yeah, and same with talking to people above me, with skill level wise, is like I hear something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like something that I thought I was doing right wasn't right at all. Like I now have to unlearn it, reset the foundation, and then learn it forward. So like that's one thing that every event there's something. I shouldn't say every event. There are a lot of events where that type of interaction happens, and it's like, damn, I am no pro at this. I am a hobbyist at this, but I don't consider myself a pro at all. So, uh, well, so I do consider myself a pro, but not to the like out in the real world.
Gotcha. Because I mean, there is a legitimate difference, right? I mean, we don't have anybody like in the moment tracking a paintball in the air, right? All of that is done post production, you know. So I mean, I think some of it is it's just such a unique sport that it's kind of uh, the focus point is the player, where it's like every other sport that's really really big, the focus point is the ball, you know.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of have to come at paintball cinematography at such a different angle to where uh, what is considered professional in another sport, like they probably would come to paintball and be like, how the fuck, like, what do I do? Like, what should I look for? You know, so there's
Yeah.
always room to improve. And at least one thing that I thought you were talking about is where you needed to reset the foundation, right? If you're to all my paintballers out there, if you're like snapping where you're like lifting up your fucking toe to go like lean into the snap, that's a bad habit to learn. And sometimes people get locked into those habits where you need to, like you just said, reset, find the foundation with the right formula, and add from there. So I think that's a very very important thing that a lot of people need to learn, is that especially when it comes to staying humble, right? Where you know someone you might think is what you think is less skill than you, and then they teach you something. You're like, oh shit, maybe I should, you know, like you said, do some research.
Reevaluate. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
but swinging back to Tampa, brother, what, dude? Tell me what the stadium was kind of like. Were there $24 hot dogs? Like, what was the concessions like?
So I couldn't tell you much about the concessions, but I would guess though is that the food and such inside the venue would be your typical pricing for food at a football game or such, because they did so like at the tier or the pavilion where they had the giant pirate ship and the, the boardwalk
Mm-hmm.
style shops and such. They did have like your food, your beer and such. So I would guess that they had beers and hot dogs and whatever for eight, $10, $12 type of deal. Uh, but I couldn't tell you what the food and such was
Did
because
anybody set up?
I was down on the field.
Did anybody set up like jerseys, like a jersey market?
A Jersey market
Like
like
say
up in
like
the
yeah, like that boardwalk you're saying where
oh
people can
like a
kind of
merch
shop.
shop
Yeah, it's like a merch
like
shop,
a merch
right?
shop.
Like if X Factor, obviously X Factor's playing in the stadium. If they were like, hey, like jerseys for sale here, here, read it all about it. Got some jerseys here. Like I feel like that would have been
Well,
an
they
okay
did,
place to do it.
dude. It would have been an awesome thing to do. I mean, they gave out rally towels to everybody that showed up to the venue, or up to the stadium that day. So that was cool. So they were waving the event towels at certain points, along with they had some cheerleaders there who was it? So Aftershocks, Todd, uh, um, Adamson,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Todd
but
Adamson's daughter.
Todd's his daughter. She had some of her dance. Uh, I don't know if they're like
They're probably
dance or
yeah,
cheerleaders,
they're
but
probably like dance homies
they
that are cheering, you know, with cheerleading
yeah,
outfits, which is awesome.
yeah. So they had them there for the stadium games. Uh, but I think they might have had a merch booth set up top. I couldn't tell you though, because I the only time that I went up to see that whole pavilion was early on in the day,
Hmm.
and like to see it empty with like the 3v3s going on was just like, geez, this is massive. This is amazing.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, as a guy who's watching from the outside, I actually got nervous when I was watching it, and I was like, oh man, there's like. I was like looked at Instagram and looked at a reel, and I'm like, bro, there's not a single person in the audience like while that match is going on, right?
Yeah,
But
the angle from if you were to be on the sidelines and you were to be pointing up to the baselines, there was nobody in those seats, so that made it look like, oh boy,
yeah, and
this is nuts.
let me just say, everybody, that is a Thursday. Real people are at fucking work making their living on a Thursday at
Right,
fucking 9 a.m. Right?
right.
So people that are fucking clowning on that shit, like they must have $1 million to be able to go fucking watch paintball in the fucking middle of a Thursday, right?
Right, or they're taking vacation time to come and watch a sport like, yeah. And
Real people
the
don't even
other
do
thing
that
too is like,
for like a normal MLB game. Maybe the World Series people will take work off for the World Series, but nobody's fucking taking work off to see a normal ass game. That's why they're played at
yeah.
night or in the evening.
Right, they're all played at like 3 o'clock or like after a lunch break, so you take a half day.
Yeah,
But yeah, like early games was just like, that's rough to like be like, oh yeah, this is stupid. Look at the stadium not even filled up, and it's like you just said.
and I saw some comments like that, and I'm like, oh man, like these guys are trying to fucking rage bait me. Like I could easily clap back from a keyboard and be like, oh, you fucking jobless motherfucker. I could easily do that, but what realistically good would that do? You
Right.
know?
Yeah. I mean, the thing with majority of, oh, I'm not gonna say majority, but the people that do comment is like, dude, why are you complaining or like talking down on something that we are trying to grow? Like,
Yes.
if you're putting poison in the water, you are not helping our case in building this or making this thing grow. Like, if you don't, golden rule, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Like,
Yes.
but people love to hate, talk down, because you know what? Like, oh, if I see someone below me, it makes me actually feel. If I talk down to someone, it makes me feel better.
It's like
In
simple
reality, though,
bullying,
it's
you know?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
thing
so
is,
like, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No. My statement. I'll carry on.
Okay. So, I mean, what I think behind that is like if you really are kind of just like hating on it like that, like dude, like were you not once part of the brotherhood? Like that we call
Right.
paintball. Like I almost look at it like at least if you truly like if you even feel 1% of what I feel like with paintball, like I would never say anything like that unless I'm like an old salty like I sucked like forever, you know? Like I
Right.
I feel like people that talk like that, like what do you feel better about yourself? Like kind of like I guess what you were saying where it's like, you just put someone down. Like it just does not make any sense to me. I don't know. It's chickadee, straight up chickadee cheeks.
Right. It's such chickadee cheeks. Like, and people, if people realized how much actually words impact the their surroundings and being like, we actually talked about this a little bit last time with actually when we did the honey experiment. We started talking about
Mm-hmm.
water, and like how you talk to yourself, you talk to your surrounding areas, how much that impacts everything. Like, you would, if you understood that, you would not say something that is that brings yourself down or anyone else down ever. most
100%.
people though most people though, they won't, they'll be like, okay, cool, and they'll just go on, and it's like, cool, that's how they want it, fine, let it be. So what I was going to tie into with hate and such is like someone at the event. So being media at events is very it's it's interesting because it can be very stressful. Like the day goes by
Yes.
so fast. You're up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. You're at the field until the last games, and then you go home. You might stop and get food somewhere. Then you're going to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock, just to then wake up and to do it again. So your day just gets to become a whole blur, and you don't know who you talk to or whatnot. So then what ends up happening is at the event, you're walking through at the end of the day, and someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, Joe, like, so we are trying to leave." So it was myself and Matt. We were walking across the venue, and they were like, "Joe, do you actually hate anyone?" And I'm like paintball wise, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting question. Like,
Yeah, that is an
yeah,
interesting question.
there are some people that I dislike, uh, but to hate, like, if
Well, it's like
I don't like someone,
ill
if I
wishing.
don't like someone at a certain point, like, I just don't associate with them. It's like that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be thinking happy thoughts, doing other things, like go spending time with people that I value, rather than worrying about, oh yeah, I dislike this person. Like, to love someone is like, you when so love and hate are two completely opposite things, right, on the spectrum, right? There's nothing higher than love, there's nothing lower than hate.
Okay.
So to love someone, you every spare moment of your time, you are thinking happy thoughts. You're like, oh, I this person, they make me feel great, they support me, how they carry themselves, what they do for others, it helps grow me as a person. Where on the opposite side of that is like when you hate someone, you have to be, and that's all in that spare time that you have where you're not thinking about your everyday normal things. Like, do I want to be spending my time, like, especially at an event, to be like, oh yeah, I hate this person. Like,
Yeah.
my spare time, like, I like, no, I'm good. Like, if I hate someone, I'll dislike them with a little passion. Besides that, like, no way, I'm golden on hate. Uh, but yeah,
Very
that
interesting.
that ties. Yeah.
I mean, I assume
So
what you hear on the sidelines is a mixture of everything. You probably hear people talking mad shit on your clients. You probably hear people probably hyping your clients up. You probably hear some stuff where, I
oh
mean,
yeah.
I bet you've probably heard, and this is obviously an incredible reach. I bet you've probably heard refs say they fucked up a call and then reverse it.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
like that is 100% a thing where, dude, I mean, I've even been exposed by a media guy where I was like, oh, like, from my angle, like, I he looked like I majored me, so I threw it, right? But it ended up not really. It ended up being really bang bang, but from my angle, it definitely looked bad, right? And so I fucking
Yeah.
threw the penalty, right? And then they're obviously just fucking standing there with a camera in my fucking face while I'm talking, while I'm like huddling it, because I'm not gonna be like, hey, fucking media guy, get out of here, right? Because at that
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like exposing me in a way, right? But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, dude.
obviously,
At this last event, actually, I heard. So it's very funny that you say that, because there's one point that the guys behind me in one of the pits was like talking shit about one of the Knights players and being like, "Oh man, this guy is so goofy. This guy, he's running so slow. He's such like a they I don't forget what they call them, but they're like, oh, he's such a goofy baller. Like, oh, this dude sucks." It was like a 3-on-1 too. So like in Evan Ames was like, of the Knights, he was moving around and he ended up winning the 3-on-1. It's like,
oh fuck,
oh,
bro.
I'm like, I hope I have this audio, because it's like, oh, this guy's so goofy. Clap, clap, clap. And then
Yes.
like, I'm like, oh, that's so funny. I told Evan after that, and he's like, oh, that's so great.
Yeah,
Uh,
I okay. I've said this before, but the way how that's kind of happened with me is, dude, for me personally, I used to not be an Alex Frazier fan. I used to be like, oh, dude, this guy is old. This guy is washed. Like, bro, like, let Arturo take over. But then I realized that he is a fucking absolute baller. I saw the light. My ignorance slapped me right in the fucking face. I realized how great of a human being Alex is. And,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I like manifested his success in a way. Because I was a quote unquote
Yeah.
hater, right? I don't hate the guy. I never hated the guy. But I was always
Right.
like, I was always like, you know, like obviously Shane Howe, that guy's like 180 years old going in the snake, right? But he's still
Yeah.
getting it done, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
is all just so interesting how you can kind of like manifest someone else's destiny with negative thoughts, right? So it's also like
Yeah.
there's no real point in even thinking negative thoughts, right? Especially when it
Right.
comes to like if you're projecting them in the comments, that's kind of what we're like rounding back to in a way. It's like if you're
Yeah.
projecting them in comments, bro, you are a fucking loser. Because the thing is, and the sad part is that does get good engagement online. Because for some reason, rage bait is the algorithm, bro. Like I don't know if you ever, I forgot what it's called, like the Human Life Project or something like that, where this guy will just go and point a like he'll just stand there with a camera in the fucking street, right, and just record people as like walking, right, and people will just fucking attack him for like no reason just because the camera's in his face. But it's like it's just so interesting how default people instantly go for the malicious part. Like this guy's gonna try to hack all my information. He's gonna like just because the camera's on him, you know. It is kind of a little much for me. And don't get me wrong, I love watching First Amendment otter videos when the guy gets fucking pepper sprayed. Do not get
Oh
me
yeah.
wrong. That is like some of my favorite content to watch. But it's also,
Mm-hmm.
I understand my algorithm is taking me that way because I like seeing it. Because it just does
Right.
well. So like rage bait, like that is just a thing that does well on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, just like how with paintball, when people were missing a ton of balls in the loader, how like that engagement would go crazy, right? Because
Oh
the
yeah.
engagement is from complete dumbasses that have never played paintball. Because look at this guy wasting all his ammo, dude. The armory's gonna be pissed at you. You know, it's like,
Right.
but for some reason that just does so well because there's so much of it. Because it's just so easy to comment and have like anonymity online of like being through an account with like a fucking, I don't know, Buzz Lightyear's profile picture, something,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
it becomes it's just an echo chamber too. It's like as soon as it goes,
Yes,
it's like
it's like, yeah, this guy's right.
it's
They do
wild.
suck. Like, bro, what the
Right.
fuck? Tom Cole takes a vacation while the NXL, there's no fucking chrono over here. What the hell, dude? It's like there's so much more to the world than just complaining all the fucking time. We're taking baby
Right.
steps to where, dude, we got into a stadium. That is the modern day Coliseum where people go, right? Imagine where we fit paintball in perfectly around football to where we don't have a 9-month long season. We have a 4-5 month long season. I mean, that's even a lot, right? To where it's like we're just going event to event to event to event, right? To where these pros are actually being professionals, because
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, dude, how do you genuinely enjoy? Like, there's so much stuff. Like, every 6 weeks you're traveling, that genuinely must be so hard on people who have families, right? And like, there are people who absolutely make it work. Like, one guy who I admire for that, dude, Tyler Harmon. That guy's a family man. Like Thomas Taylor, that guy's a family man. Like, that must be so hard to balance. Traveling that
Dude.
much, and especially when you play for kind of like an all-star team where Tyler's fucking. Luckily, Tyler lives. I don't think he lives in Arizona now or Texas or some shit. But
I
I mean,
think Arizona. Yeah.
right? But he comes to California, right? And that's time spent away from his family, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna get to the point to where if people aren't being paid to step away from their family, people are gonna do it a lot less and less. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fun. I think I'm sorry, Joe. I'm just
Yeah.
yapping at this point.
Yeah, no, and people I wanted to add too about complaining about like the stadium and such is like people were complaining about like, oh, this is gonna cost NXL so much money, and they had shown up to, they're like, oh, the stadium thing's so stupid, and wouldn't go into the stadium even though they went to the event. It's like,
What are you doing?
what are you doing? Right? Like you're talking down on going to like being like the NXL wasted money of the stadium, yet you showed up to
The event
the
outside.
event and you didn't go in for free. Like,
Oh my god, dude! Let me just say, it's like that. It's like that one meme where it's like, there's like that one song where it's like, hating from outside of the club, you can't even get in, right? Like, dude, you're like,
yeah,
they
yeah,
literally are hating from outside the club. That is one that is fucking crazy. If you were actually one of those people, bro, fuck you, honestly, right? Like, that is so insane that people are talking shit about that because it has truly propelled paintball into a way where people are like, dude, the fact that it's in the modern day Coliseum where, I mean, football is played. I mean, I don't know what other fucking soccer's probably played in there.
football, soccer. I
Now
mean,
paintball,
lacrosse,
lacrosse, right? To where it's like,
paintball. Like,
I mean, the Coliseum back in the day, it would have tons of different, like, entertainment. Like, it would have dudes fighting tigers,
yeah,
gladiators fighting each other. Then it would be like they would flood water, and now it's boat on boat naval warfare, right? It just
right,
adds another tool to the Coliseum or the stadium. Paintball is one
yeah,
of those things where people can be like, oh, damn, right? We're not watching people get CTE running into each other over a fucking pigskin, but, shooting a guy in the fucking head. And there was a lot of showboating that I was loving. I was loving the showboating.
yeah,
People were putting on a show for the audience, making sure that motherfucker was getting some extra, which
yeah,
I'm all about. I'll never be that guy that's like, dude, you shot me in the head, right? Like, I'm never gonna be that guy, right? But it just sells so good for the crowd when you really put it on a guy, right? Because people's
right,
perception of paintball is pain, right? It's in the name, right? People, like, when people think of paintball, they're like, oh man, like, paintball's kind of hurt. And so when it's like you're seeing that, right? It's like when you see the quarterback get sacked really hard. It's like damn, that guy's in pain, but it's like, holy shit, what a play.
mm-hmm,
And also I also look at it like gladiators, right?
yeah,
When people are really going at it and people are like, put their fucking hands up to the crowd like, dude, are you not entertained?
yeah,
I think that
right.
that's 100% how we should sell it.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's like let's hype it up as much as possible, and like I think it'll lead to bigger things in the. I mean, more bigger things in the future. I mean, it's all about repetitive steps, and like we're doing a pretty good job of taking these similar steps. I mean, the the tricky thing is just like when we want to make a change in things is to not revert back to old ways. Like I think that's one thing that it's very easy for humans is like when you've been conditioned to be a certain way for so long, then that you fall back to your default settings. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to like reset your default settings to be like, no, this is my standard. This is what I think paintball needs to be. Like this is how it's going to be from now on. So I think that's one thing of how we need to approach a sport is to be like this is the standard of how we do things. Like I jokingly was saying too is like I feel like we're getting back to like 2015 2016 where the sport was, and it's getting to be more action, and there's like a little bit more intensity in the sport. Like I feel like we've lost a little bit of it's become too buddy almost. I
Dude,
don't know
I
how else
completely agree with
to
you if
put
I'm
it.
being honest. Can I say something
Yeah,
to add on
like
top of that?
yeah,
I think that everybody is such friends, which I'm all about, friendship and brotherhood. I get it. But there's times where nobody wants to be like the fucking joker of the match because you have to clown on the other team. Right? Everybody's
yeah,
friends where you never want to clown on a friend. But it's like, look at the NFL. Like, how many times do people do some sick sellies in the end zone after hitting a touchdown? Right?
yeah,
But I mean, obviously, I don't think that they hate the person on the other side of the field, but they're doing it for the crowd. They're making sure, like, dude, because I mean, they're getting a fucking extra paycheck. Hey, dude, you get an extra 7 touchdowns, dude.
yeah.
I'll throw you an extra
Here's a
milli,
paycheck.
you know. And
Where
right, because imagine if they started doing that. Imagine if uh, the guy from the Hurricanes, the contract killer, he was like, I mean, I thought it was sick what he did with Fedorov. I think he got a car or some shit, right? Like a Jeep,
yeah, I'll add something in on that too after.
right? So imagine they're doing that where it's like, dude, kill count leader for the weekend gets an extra $5,000.
dude,
Not like,
that'd be so sweet. Like
right?
people would be like, all right, if you like play of the tournament, like Carbon had done the barrel,
Yes.
which was a cool add-on thing.
Amazing.
I think a cash incentive to be one of the top players or something would be pretty dope, and I think you would start seeing players like really stepping up a little bit more.
Or even
Uh,
make it like, making the gladiator reference again. Imagine they make it to where, um, whichever team is bringing the most people at that moment, right? Imagine Mouse is like the fucking Spartacus of right now, right? To where he is just like, dude, like, are like entertaining the crowd, fucking a guy up, looking back at the crowd, and the crowd is roaring. There needs to be like some kind of reward for getting the spectators going, some kind of reward for getting the crowd hype, to where it makes
yeah,
it. But some people are like, oh, that plays too much into emotions. But dude, some people that will amplify their play times 10, and it makes it even worse for the other team, because it's like, man, they have to break out of that mental. They're like, damn, like the whole crowd is cheering for the other team. Like, how can we turn the tides and turn the momentum?
right. And to go to the emotion side of things is like a really good athlete knows when they can get their emotions involved
Yes.
versus to shut it off. And a lot of people they don't know how to do that. It's like, hey, this was like a calculated move. Like now I could get my emotions involved and make a statement to like mess with someone else. But uh, yeah, that's to I think that would just show the caliber of that athlete as well. Uh, because how do you show how strong someone is emotionally? Like that's such a to to get into a level of pain and discomfort to show someone's emotion. That is like that's a dark place. Like with weightlifting, like you'll experience it at certain times. Like for me, when I was running, there's a lot of times where it gets dark. You
100%.
have those conversations and like you like it makes you dig so deep that like when something like painful comes up in the future, you're like, I've already been in that cave. Like that's
Yes.
what you're showing to me is just like you're outside the cave. You're not even inside the
100%.
the dark part. But
I'm doing
yeah, I think. Go
I'm
ahead.
I'm doing squats, and my girlfriend's like, la la la, and I'm just like, you're fucking worthless fucking piece of shit. Like, you need to be stronger, you need to be more explosive. Like, what the fuck is your mom gonna think of you being a loser? And I'm just like that is where my mind like goes. Right? It goes into such
Yeah.
like a dark place, because obviously I want to be a winner so bad. You know,
Right.
and I think that
Right.
if you were to add that type of element to where, to the crowd of paintball, where people can like cheer a little bit more now, like, I think that truly would bring in more people, especially if people knew where it's like, dude, you know players can earn more money if their match bring, like, a team can get a
Oh,
bonus,
some incentive. Some incentive. Yeah.
right?
It would be a whole different thing. Like
And it's not
I'm with you
impossible
on
to
that
do,
hatch.
right? I mean, obviously, $5,000. I mean, obviously, to the NFL, that is a you fucking pick your ass and flick it type shit from the NFL.
Yeah.
But just for paintball, right? Like, dude, I think it's doable. I genuinely think it's
Yeah,
doable.
dude.
And any company can come and do it. Be like, hey, the Defy move of the event, boom. Like, this
Yeah.
this $5,000 is donated by Defy Paintball, donated by HK Army, donated by Planet Eclipse. Like, anybody can do it, especially if it's like you can do a different one every event. You know?
Yeah. It's just like how the USXBL are doing. Like this event coming up is Max Paintball's USXBL's event, and then the event before that was Defy before that.
Yeah,
Same concept.
man. Like,
But yeah, man.
there is so much that truly could be done, and I mean,
Yeah.
especially where it's like, it's
I think the league though is taking the small steps and like we just have to focus on the league just has to focus on what they're doing now and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're at a good spot now. Let's test it again, and then we can then make a change. Because like a one time, like to show a peak performance, you only see it once. Like you need to get that foundation back and really show like, okay, we can sustain this for the long haul. So yeah, I think you got a great idea there, Hatch. Uh,
I think we could even have like press conferences where it's like the one of the most decorated players of every team comes together, and then it's like, imagine it being at like the beginning of the season where it's like Cody Woodruff. It's like, Cody Woodruff, how is Aftermath looking after a long offseason and a not so great year of 2025? And then he is like, well, in January I did the 30 days of paintball where I played paintball every single day. Multiple of my teammates were on it, and I truly think Aftermath is gonna be coming for something big this year. And
yeah,
then all of a sudden, fucking Fedorov from the Hurricanes comes in. Who the fuck is that guy?
yeah,
You can add that kind of characterization or personification to it. Everybody's
right,
also like, and I love friendship and I love being buddy buddy with everybody. But dude, that like we can be buddy buddy and still put on a show. Like it's for the
yeah,
people. Am I
right.
weird for even just
Like
thinking like that? Like
no, I think the thing that needs to happen is your friendship is to be outside the net or the game that is being played. When the game is being played, you need to show that you can kill.
yes, like once the mask is
That's
on, dude, you need to be in
that
gladiator mode.
that's it. It doesn't matter, and I think a lot of the pros now they have that mindset, and it's probably challenging for a lot of players like you and I to really comprehend because to go through all their struggles and pain, like we haven't experienced that whatsoever. So
That's
we
different
might
person to
be
person.
saying right. So like what we're saying now is like, oh yeah, they're not that they aren't giving it their all at these matches or they're too buddy buddy is like actually they are like giving it their all during the matches and their buddy buddy after is they're able to turn that switch so quickly that we don't comprehend. Like that was one thing that like when with Eddie Painter when I was having him photograph with me was he played pro for 187
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to see the sport from a completely different mindset and like he was able to I think switch things on and off to see the sport at a high level and then a low level that like I like photographing wise like I couldn't comprehend like what he was doing at times and it's like well he's seeing this completely different because he's gone through so much other shit uh playing the sport so he's uh that's like I'm not able to see that because they're the paths that they've built for themselves have been um not for us to see I
Hmm.
if that makes sense
Kind of like
like
okay. I
like
think
we have to go through our own journey to see the things that we need to see so that later on like somebody's not going to comprehend like why we have to go through those steps.
yeah. Okay. One way how at least maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree, but tell me if this is kind of like what you're thinking of when it comes to like perception of it. Like I think it was Faceful. They put up a collage of photos, and one of their photos was like a pod in the very back of the field where it's like obviously all the paintballs are on the ground from the net, and it just looks like a fucking mess. To some people,
Mm,
that just looks like a fucking random like photo of just a fucking pod on the ground. But to
yeah.
people like you and I, our perception is like, dude, that is a sign of a well played weekend when pods are left on the field because everybody is so exhausted, right? Possibly like that could be the winning team's pod, like their pod runner didn't even go out and they just celebrated, right? To where it just
Yeah.
shows the mess of the weekend, the hard work that goes behind. At least that's just the way I was looking at it. I was like, man, like that looks like a tough weekend of play. Just how
Mm-hmm.
messy it was. To some people it just may look like a
Right.
mess, but I look at it as hard work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There was it wasn't just right at that venue at that time that hard work was there. It ties back to multiple levels. I mean, you can make it as deep as you want with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I agree with you. I think that's a great thought process on that image.
Because it per I always forgot what it was. Dude, this fucking one rapper, his name is Will Lowry. It was like perfection is perception, right? And it's all
Yep.
on what you think is perfect, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and what you want to chase, what you look for when you see something, you know. Somebody like to obviously this is the sappiest fucking comparison ever, right? We go out in the sky or we go outside and we look at the sky and we just see the clouds, right? Some people they might be like, dude, that cloud, that looks like my fucking great grandpappy that fucking lost both his legs in Vietnam, you know, and they
Mm-hmm.
were just looking at it from their perception, and it is just so different for them.
Right.
How the fuck do we even get on
Uh,
this? I don't even know how we got on this. I got so deep
yeah.
philosophy
Yeah,
wise.
dude. We've been rolling. We've been rolling, and it's been good.
Dude, so
But
good.
yeah, dude. But the stadium was cool. The event itself was awesome. I mean, we were talking about like, we were talking a little bit about hate and such of people walking across the venue, the long days that it requires to be a media person. Uh, like we've covered a good chunk uh, so far with this.
Yeah, and okay, so one thing that I wanted to ask you is, so obviously the normal event was outside. Once the stadium was all done, the normal event was outside. How would you say that, like, what was the vibe like compared to every other event? Because obviously you've been to every single event for the past forever, right?
Yeah.
How was the vibe like coming from the stadium back to the normalness of a normal
I think
NXL?
so the vibe for the most part, I think it's very similar to your normal vibes. Uh, they like people were talked about it in the morning, and that like the morning teams came in and were like, oh yeah, the stadium was cool, and then your afternoon teams came in was like, oh yeah, stadium's cool, and then it just got back into the regular flow of things at after the stadium part. But people at the event, it was a very normal feeling of an event. Like I said to you earlier, it went so fast. Like at one point on Sunday, I'm like, oh yeah, so today's like Saturday, right? And it's like, no, it's Sunday. It's afternoon Sunday. Like we're about to go do playoffs or like go into semis, and it's like,
Mm-hmm. What the fuck? What happened to the whole weekend?
where's the weekend? And just things just like went so fast for everyone. I mean, I think the people they the fields played awesome. The so I the the pink color on the Defy field. A lot of people were talking about that, and they're like, "Oh man, that color is wild." But they don't like. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, I hope I don't have to play on that
The pink
color
lemonade?
field."
What's wrong with the pink
Yeah, the
lemonade?
pink lemonade. It was very vibrant of a color. Like I
The
think it's
color
a
contrast might be hard to match.
dude. It's such a like to think outside the box and to do that is like such a smart move. Like
I
good
agree.
good for Defy for doing that. Playing wise, like oh like maybe like I think the gray on the infamous field, that's a mess to watch. It's just
I
so
agree.
bright, and everything
And the
is
bunkers are dark.
like
It makes them so fucking hot to where they overinflate them. Like, as a guy who had to ref a field with gray bunkers, dude, every fucking 30 minutes you are burping every single bunker on that field because they just retain so much heat from the sun.
yeah. Yeah, it's the so like color theory wise is like your lighter colors, white, yellow, green. I believe is actually a really good color for reflecting heat. Uh,
For sure.
Yellow, so white, yellow, green, uh, and then there's like one or two others in that like and that's five of them that end up being great. But besides after that, it's like don't do a black, don't do silver, don't do this because it just makes it very difficult for maintaining. Um,
Yeah. You
but
know,
yeah, but the go ahead.
let me just say the pink Defy field, that is so weird and wacky in such a good way. You know, I don't know if they went for this type of like aura, but if I'm being honest, what I thought of it is like I was like, man, that's like the same vibe as like real men wear pink type shit.
Mm.
where I was like, it is
That's
just so new because obviously pink is such a not normal color,
right,
to where it's like,
right.
man, like we got a whole like, oh, pink, boom, in your fucking face, pink, like a whole field is pink, and
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the vibe they were going for, but I dig it.
Well, good for Defy though, because like they to like for them to come in and first off they have the slogan "Let it fly with Defy." Like
So good.
that's
That's a
that's
banging
hooking on
slogan.
people as it's a great slogan. And now for them to come in and be like, "Hey, we're doing a pink bunker set." Like good for them. And then also in addition is Dylan Fout putting out content weekly. Like
Great
they're
content.
they're right. He's a master of his work. Like good for them. Like they're taking the steps that they think to push the sport in the way that it needs to go. So, I mean, I hope it works. I mean, so far the slogan has made people remember it. The content is making people remember it. Like good for them. Like I hope it works
Yes.
in a really good way for them.
And one thing I will say that kind of the same vibe, okay, because obviously Marky is the face of HK, and he is that whole
Right.
vibe where it's like H, right?
Yeah.
They Defy bought, or I don't know if they bought, but they got two of arguably the most witty players in paintball, whether being Yaya and Todd Martinez.
Yeah.
Those are two absolutely spectacular spokesmen for the game. They
Yeah.
both have pro
Powerhouses.
experience. Very recently with Yaya, Todd coached multiple pro teams. He is, I think, them bringing him back to the booth in the commentators booth was needed because, like, I love Maddie, but dude, Todd's comic relief is the perfect balance because he has some good humor to it, right? He has no problem making a little joke about a little person here and there, right? Obviously, absolutely tasteful because he's making paintball look so good, and
Yeah.
I'm glad we had him on as a guest because, dude, genuinely, Todd is one of the greatest people for the game of paintball, and the fact that Defy has
Yeah.
him, they better hold on to him. He's
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
Yeah. He's great, and Sloviak is one of those people too. I don't. Well, Sloviak is
He's a die,
with
right?
he's with Die, and the Die teams are shooting Defy as well. So
Gotcha,
like that's
gotcha.
another person that's great for the sport. So like to have another great face to be at like Sloviak's always like friendly and quirky and has
Yes,
like those like uh he's a great person for the sport. So him with Die and then Die team shooting Defy like it's just
it
like
makes
they
you want to
yeah
support them,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to be a part of something. So, like, as soon as you are a part of it, you support it as much as possible. But if you don't feel that, you're going to be like, yeah, this is stupid. You're going to talk it down, and that's it. And I mean, maybe that's the thing with the NXL. Why people talk it down. Why we were talking about it earlier was like maybe people don't feel connected to it, and that's why they talk shit about it.
yeah,
Who
and I mean,
knows?
right?
We don't know.
The connection from player to a brand to personality is so important, right? Like, okay, there was one time where a kid at Capital Edge came up to me and he was like, "Dude, I just got the green RMXs to because your green RMXs look so sick," and I was like,
Mm,
like, would it not make sense for someone like uh obviously like Marcelo to be part of HK, right? Or to be or someone. I mean, I'm not trying to like put myself out there, but you never know, right? Imagine someone like me being a spokesperson for that brand at the level where I'm obviously not a pro, but I'm a personality that people kind of don't hate.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, you are technically you are a professional advertiser for it because like you made a sale off of your RMXs. Like if you
I
are
never look at it
feel
like that.
supportive, if you so you talk about a product that you fully support, like you can make more of a sale than someone. Oh, I followed so and so on Instagram. I'm going to then buy this. But like if I have an interaction with you, and you're like, oh yeah, like I really like this product, then I'm going to be like, oh, I trust your say and what you're telling me. I'm gonna go support this too because I know who you are. I respect you. I'm going to then go support it.
Yeah, because I mean,
I mean,
if I knew that there was Smiley Joe honey available at Walmart, why the fuck would I want to buy any other honey when it's someone that I know I can support? I trust their word. Whatever they make is going to be quality. You know, off of his
right,
say. You know,
right,
it pers- personality can be brought into the passion of the game because everybody in paintball, especially on the business side, has been baller first, business second. There's been nobody that's like was born into a ton of money and was like and then found paintball and then like started their own paintball business that like got as successful as Die or something like that. You know, nobody's really done that. Everybody is baller first, then they go. And
right.
and I don't know. I just think it's great to like with Defy wanting to support someone like that where I mean there's a lot of brands that are like that for me like World War Paint, right? Like David Luna, he's a great guy. Like I want to support that guy. Like Welt's Clothing. Like I'm not even saying that because they're a sponsor. Like genuinely, Scott and Corey, they are great guys that I want to support. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and just like how like some people with a podcast, right? They like us so much to where they want to support. You know, and it just kind of bring more eyes and a rising tide raises all ships. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot who I talked about it with very recently, but dude, the amount of greed that is in the game is actually insane. It is actually insane how people will want a fucking quick buck over truly maintaining something great.
Yeah,
And
yep.
that's just one of the things
I
that
mean,
I will always stand behind. Like I truly will never be one of those guys. You know, and that's why I respect Mike Hinman. Where I had a conversation with him about the WC, and he's like, "Dude, I lose money on every single box of paint because I'll make sure that the formula is there's because every single tournament there's always one skid at the NXL. Every single tournament there's one skid that is way worse than the other. Like whether it be too brittle, whether it be too hard, right? There's I guess technically there's two. There's always the too brittle and too hard batch.
yeah,
Mike Heyman takes money out of his own pocket to make sure every batch is right in between.
yeah,
You know, where there is no the margin of the bad batches is way shorter. You know, I guess you know you're not
yeah.
the margin of error is way less.
You're
So
getting the law averages, like we talked
yes,
about in the beginning. Yeah,
yes, you know.
that's it.
So
You're taking away the peaks and valleys. Yeah.
let me just
No.
I one thing I want to ask you, Joe, is so you're really close with the AG Knights, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
those are your
I'm
boys,
very
right?
close. They're. That's my home field up in New Hampshire now. AG Paintball is my home field.
So okay, tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about that team. Like, how did you get so close to it with them? Obviously, it's your home field.
So
Obviously.
yeah, it's my home field. So like, my original home field was Foxford out of Upton, Mass, and so AG when Foxford closed, I was like, okay, where am I going to go paintball wise now? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I could go to Boston Paintball. I didn't feel a connection there. I was going down to Matt's Outback down in Connecticut, and like I had some friends down there. Uh, it was kind of a the Outback is a very unique place. It's like a free for all type deal down there.
Interesting.
A lot of good ballers are down there. Uh, just like the safety that they do down there. Just like I like I'll still go down there, but like people walking around without barrel covers and
Oh
like lifting
fuck,
up
bro.
masks and such, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is dangerous. Like, I don't know if I like. It worries me each time I go down there because there's like random people that just show up to play their matches or like birthday parties, bachelor parties, whatever it may be, and it's just like, oh shit, like this is kind of sketchy. Then
Yeah,
uh, what ended up happening was I went up to AG and they were just so like family oriented and like they wanted people to make connections with one another. Uh,
that's awesome.
so like yeah, so I that resonated well with me and I'm like, okay, this
Something you can get
is
behind.
yeah, I support this. This is home now. So I mean,
What a
grew
cool feeling.
yeah, it's very cool. So Like 2021 was when I started up there and I started filming or photographing the Knights at first, mid to late 2021, and then after that it's been we've been together. So started out with just photos, but then uh, Will McLean was like, "Yeah, if you could do more video, I'd appreciate that." And I'm like, "Say no more, Will. Like, I respect everything that you do for the players up here. Like, Will's played up in the semi-pro before,
Mm-hmm.
and he's taken the role to now coach to get players up to their fullest potentials. Like he'll lead them there, uh, but he's built a really solid with along with Eric, the field owner up there, and some of the other players. Uh, they they're looking for the long haul with the sport, and it's yeah, I'm like I can support that. Uh, so yeah, I got involved with them, and I'm like this is where I want to be. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
they're a great group of guys. So like history wise of the team, they started back. The Knights started back in like 2018, I believe, or 2017. Then so like that was like my last season of playing. So we never crossed paths
Mm.
uh, playing wise. So they I ended up getting involved with them, like I said, late 2021. Uh, but they've been around for a while, and like this iteration that has where it's been is now in D2 is there's been three of the guys now on the team: Evan Ames, Jake Brault, and Will McLean. They have been together now for since 2022 or 2023. Jake Bro is the newest of that trio there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Mark Getty. So the team, what happened was uh, this year they bumped up to D2. They had played D3 last year and had come in second place through the season, uh, next behind NR Factory. NR Factory is one of those other fields I don't know much about. From what little I do know, they're I would assume they're kind of similar to what AG is facility wise.
Mm.
Uh, very, I would assume they're family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so they so Knights, they were playing in D3 last year. They lost the season title to NR Factory. Then the season before that, there was the big group of players now. James Wilcoxon, Leland. What's Leland's last name? Brain farting. But Leland, he was on the D4 team. Oh man, let me. I'm brain farting. Brain farting. It's gonna bug me if I don't pull up.
All good.
Think
Pull
Leland's
it up.
names. Leland Richmond, um, Matt McWinney, and Javante, JV. They all were on the D4 team, and Kyle Menard. They were all on the D4 team the season before. So like there was a D4 program and a D2 program, and I was mostly following the D2 at the time before in 2023. So Will last year was like, I'm going to take these D4 guys and I want to make them into like I see potential in these guys. I want to make them better players. So Will and Jake Bro, they jumped down into D3 and ended up playing a whole season with those guys. And there was a couple others on the team, uh, but they're not playing anymore. So played the season D3, came in second place, and then moved up. But yeah, it's been a growing process to move up into the system, and it's been awesome to watch the whole time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
I
got
don't
involved with them.
I don't know any of
Go
those
ahead.
guys personally, but obviously, like through you, I want those guys to like see success, in their division, right?
Yeah,
So,
they
I mean, I feel they did in a way. It was in form of a silver medal, but I mean, I wasn't at the event, so me and my teammates were doing a huge watch party, right? And
yeah
so, uh, I mean, their game was they were low key getting stomped out at the beginning, and then they started to come back.
yeah
And dude, I was like, holy shit! Like I was truly trying to like manifest it. All my teammates were
yeah
like, looks like they're gonna run away with it. And I was like, no, dude, Smiley Joe's team's gonna
yeah
pull it out, bro. I believe, right? And they almost
yeah.
brought it back.
They almost did, and you know what? I like. You have to give it to Ragtag, because
It's a
those
good team.
guys so they were also playing in D3
They're
last
solid.
year, and like this was like a rematch that went on. Like I think they played Ragtag a couple times last season, and Ragtag they are they were just so good with their lanes. They won the breakouts, right? Like this
Mm-hmm.
field layout was, if you won the breakouts and you went to attack, you were going to win the field.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think it was what's his name? It was either James or I'm brain farting. He was a bigger dude on the team, but he was doing a really good job off the home shooting his lanes from Ragtag,
Mm-hmm.
and then their snake side guys, like they were doubling up that snake side and really pushing it, and they ended up really like showing the Knights something that they weren't prepared to have seen
Mm.
uh, throughout the whole tournament. So yeah, those guys, like good for them. They played awesome, and like I hope I see another, like there definitely will be another match between Ragtag and the Knights, but like the Knights being winter wise, like the biggest challenge for Northeast paintball is the weather, the conditions and such. Like it's such a challenge. Like we for I want to say like 6 of 8 weekends from January to late January to late February, we had snow every weekend at the field.
Mm-hmm.
So we the Knights, they were only able to really do drills and such when when it came to weekend time. And Eric up at the field, he was out there with the tractor shoveling as much as possible to give those guys an opportunity to to drill as much as possible. So Eric was a huge component in helping them practice, and then uh, what ended up happening was uh, we decided that, or I should say, not we, but uh, Will was saying like, hey, like what do you think about going down to like Fit or something to practice? I'm like, oh, I got friends down there. Like I photographed Fit when they were their first time they got relegated down from the pro division to back to semi pro, and then
Mm-hmm.
they had won the 2 or 3 events in that first season, and then the season after that when they had the 5 peat. Like I was lucky that I was able to photograph them both seasons through Planet, so I've built somewhat of a friendship with those guys.
All
Uh,
cool guys.
that Yeah, they're all great guys. Uh,
I'm
the
seeing this
field
weekend.
too is yeah, lucky you. You're dude. I so badly want to get down there. I just can't.
Fuck.
Uh, but yeah, dude. I wish I was like pulling like I'm gonna surprise you and not tell you that I'm coming down. Unfortunately, I can't get down there.
Now I feel like
Um,
I'm like, is he really trying to like spring one over on
no,
me?
no, I'm being dead ass.
I hate when you're dead
So
ass.
dude, I'm sorry, man.
No,
I'm sorry. Like
it's okay.
if it was a lack of planning on my part, because like I would have set things up to come down there. Uh, but yeah, the fit program down there. So luckily we went down to fit, and uh, Luke off of the Beefy Boys, like well I think Scott Stewart had connected me to Scott Stewart or Pat Simmons they one of the two was like reach out to Beefy Boys and see about a practice. So reach out to Luke, the captain of the team, and he was like, "Yeah, we'd be down for a weekend's worth of practice." So we went down, and like that was an awesome experience. Very like that field is like a is how paintball should the tournament side of things. Like it's very family oriented. Like that's what AG is like as well. But that's a Texas pinnacle of
Yeah,
fields. Um,
that's awesome.
so yeah. So we had a solid practice down there, and like I think that helped set us up, helped set us. I did nothing. I just did the media. Helped the Knights play those play like they did at that event.
Yeah, I mean they made it to the
Um,
final, so it's like I mean it's almost like the snow wasn't even an excuse, right? Because they had such a good practice to where it's like they made it all the way to the finals for a reason, you know,
yeah,
to where it's like I mean
yeah, they
if they did practice a little bit more, like obviously who knows, hindsight's like impossible,
yeah.
but you
Yeah,
know
but if you have the foundational skills like we were talking about earlier, it's like if you have the foundations, like
yeah.
it's going to come out naturally. And like I think those guys on Ragtag, they have their foundation down pretty packed too. Like they're very composed in how they were executing their plans and such. Uh, when the Knights threw a couple curvy balls at them, like that was like the higher caliber knowledge that like Evan and Will from playing like semi pro back in the day, like that was IQ that they haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, it's yeah, I think if there was if the Knights had more opportunity, like it will be they would have done they would have won, but like you can't really say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So besides
but
that,
yeah,
what would you say is
it's
the one
I
thing
think
holding him back?
I mean I think oh that's a I want to say like there's some ego involved with that emotion attachment type of deal. Like I think some of that is involved
You see that
to
a
hold
lot.
them back.
You see that a lot in the divisionals. Like once you get up into semi-pro, the players are relatively soldiers, right? To where it's like,
Yeah,
hey, go here, do this, right? People really
yeah,
know trust in the coach when the higher and higher you go.
right. And the thing too to add is like there's a lot of young kids on the team. So I'm gonna say kids, they're adults. So there's a lot of young adults
Youngins.
that haven't had that experience. Yeah, youngins. The youngins they haven't had the experience yet, so they don't know how to act in certain situations. So like I think the thing is like as soon as they get those experiences on the field and in life with doing things outside of paintball, they'll start to be more confident in their actions and such. As of right now, is like they. I think one thing with all youngins is that they uh, they are so worried about messing up that when it comes to taking a risk, they don't do it.
100%. You know, let me. I want to add something onto that, right? So, if I am correct, there was a point when I was watching the pro matches where Harrison Fry of Dynasty gets a gross major, ends up getting 3 people pulled, right? And I
Okay.
don't know. I don't think he got suspended or anything because the motherfucker was in the next point. You know, so it's like
I'll tell you, I've only watched maybe 4 or 5 pro points the whole event, so you know more on
right, but
that
that's one of those
situation
things
than
where
I do.
he still has the confidence to go out and do his fucking job even after whether he wiped it or not. Like who gives a fuck? But
He 100% wiped it. I'll say that.
100%. It's not even a question. Not even a
Yeah.
question. Right? But the thing is that he had confidence to be like, fuck it, shake it off, go out and do it again. Right? And that's a big thing where it's like, sometimes you have a bad point, the mental fortitude and the ego that you have to drop to be like, all right, let's come back and win this shit as a team. Right? You're
Hmm.
not saying that as cockiness. You're saying it as confidence.
Right.
Right? And there's a big difference between arrogance and confidence. There's a huge difference, right? And I think that's the difference between like arrogance has the ego, confidence
Hmm.
has the team play and has the individual confidence to go out and whatever point happened, whether you got just absolutely annihilated catching 10 to the head, you're going to go out there and do it again, right? And like a perfect example of like that is the kid who came out of, I mean, I don't think he came out of nowhere because I competed against him in semi-pro when he was on the Missouri All-Stars, but Thomas Hara,
Yeah.
bro, that guy was an absolute fucking fiend in the snake for the Russians. And I remember I think like a week or two before the event, I was like, dude, the Russians picked up the fucking guy from the Missouri All-Stars. Like, that is fucking great to see. Like, I love seeing that, at least for me personally, because that is someone who puts a lot of time into their craft and is noticed by a winning organization, right? It's not this political system. Oh, this guy's been playing on our team. He's basically a member of the fucking family, so we're just going to play him every point. Fuck that. Get the guy who's hungry, give him the spins, let him show what he's worth. And look what happened. The guy shows what he's worth, wins the fucking tournament. Like, that guy deserves an extra fucking 5K for the way he fucking performed over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, he is the guy who is getting the fucking crowd going as a gladiator. He was a silent fucking killer that, like, but people were like people would, in the great ages of Rome, all the people would be like, with their fans, blowing on their fans. Oh, where did he come from? What a talented fighter, And then, like, he's making the crowd cheer for the underdog, right? The guy's going against the guys. What was the finals? Impact, right?
Impact, yeah.
Right, and I think it showed against Impact because there are some players on Impact where they do not practice. I play against Impact. I know who practices. Where some of them do not practice and still got the start, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, what's the point of having a deep roster when that's going to happen, in my opinion, right? But look at Russian Legion. They let the fucking rookie dominate the snake. Because he was like, hey, and no ego, straight soldier mode. They're like, hey, do Svidanya, go here. And then he went, and produced. He had no arrogance, but he had pure confidence. So shout out to Thomas Hara. Great for him, dude. Guy deserves a fucking extra paycheck from the NXL for what he did, for sure.
Oh, so talking about CK, so when they gave Fedorov his
Jeep,
the car for his Jeep for last year. So what I think that this is what they're doing. CK is doing is the MVPs from the event. So there's 5 events. What the CK is doing as for the event is I think they're gonna get a Jeep at either World Cup or the first event of the next year, and what they're going to do is give all the MVPs a key fob. And what's going to happen is after all the MVPs of the event have been said, is they're going to bring the MVPs and like have them all press the key fob at the same time to see who gets the MVP vehicle from CK.
Oh shit! So it's low-key like you get the MVP and then it's like a lottery system at that point.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I heard that.
Interesting.
Through the grapevine, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool thing. If you're a CK like MVP
contract killer,
right, you're potentially in this lottery. Like if you do really well to win a vehicle, like that's dope. Like
that takes me back to the heyday. Like before, I mean, obviously I say heyday. I wasn't even. I was probably still in fucking diapers. When they were giving away. When I was a young
lad.
I was a young kid. Probably in kindergarten when they were giving away fucking shit at Huntington Beach.
5 cars.
Like that was obviously way before my time. But the fact that we're even doing it a little bit, in giving away 1 car potentially, bro, that is already through the fucking roof cooler than what the fuck we've been doing, right? Because obviously, sure, the winners of pro get like 10K. Like what and. Do the players really see that? I don't know. It'll probably just go straight to the fucking owner, right? Who's paying them, if they're getting paid, right? It would be impossible for the owner to be like, you know what? I'm going to give all of you guys the money, even though I probably just spent 10 times that amount for your guys' season.
Yeah.
So I think we just need some more incentives, and obviously that comes with funding and obviously more capital and all this fucking bullshit. But I think that's a decent idea, to where we can, create contract killers in a way, right? The fact that they're doing it, like some other company needs to do that.
Yeah, so someone's stepping up and taking the initiative. Like most people are just sitting back and being like, "Oh, I hope this happens. Oh, I think this should happen." The contract killer, the
Putting their
coach
money where their
there
mouth
or the
is.
owner, yeah.
And how can you
I mean,
not support someone? How can you not want to support someone that is like, hey, we're doing this, let's get it done, and let's do it, and then it's done. I mean,
yeah,
it obviously at the end of the year, if they were to not give away the car at the end of the year, that would be absolutely fucked. But I don't think that's gonna happen, right? But I mean, just
yeah.
I don't know. That knowing that Contract Killer is doing so much for the game makes me want to support them more.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. I think that's the car thing is so cool. I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool if they actually are following through with that. I mean, good for the owner. He loves the sport, and he's like, he took his own initiative to. I think he also bought MacDev. I don't know
that's what I heard as well.
100% on
I heard
that.
that as well.
So that's why the Hurricanes are no longer shooting clips. Uh, so those guns that were taped up at the event are seeing how Hurricanes are probably a or are a twister team is
Mm.
MacDev is probably like those are probably taped up twisters, the taped up MacDev twisters.
You know, I got to talk little. Obviously, we had a guy on the show, Corey Andrews, very recently. He's very close with the Hurricanes. I think it's
Oh,
potentially a
dope.
whole. I think it's potentially a whole new marker.
Oh, it could be. I mean, it could be like a maybe it's a custom one of Hurricane Edition gun that they might be only giving to the players. Like make it super limited, but it could be a whole new different marker or platform that they're like, okay, this is
Here,
this is
let
what we're
me.
gonna have down the line.
I'm adding you in the Discord just so you can see this a photo.
Oh boy!
I think this is you. I hope it's
For
you.
$100 a month,
All right,
you can check this out
check that out, baby.
on the Patreon. All
I
right,
just
let's see direct messages.
it wasn't direct man. I added. He posted in the general chat.
All right,
But
general chat.
we actually got
I
some.
don't use Discord.
That's okay. We actually have some pretty sick ballers in here, dude. The one guy that recently showed up in here, dude, Parker 1K, bro. Love that guy.
Oh,
Whenever
dude, he does some good
he
stuff.
is he is a legend in my book for sure, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think he's one of the most underrated photographers, and he's just an overall nice fucking guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So
Where
he's
all
the,
right, this
you see
one a
that
bit
photo?
cleaner. How do? Oh, I click it.
Yeah, you should click it. It should drag
I
you straight back up,
Oh yeah. That's dope.
right? Like that looks like it's
Yeah.
fucking ribbed for his pleasure. That looks like it. You ready for this? You know what I think that could possibly be? I don't want to whistle blow, but I think that it could possibly be a Project MacDev.
A Project MacDev. So like from project being
Like,
the company
yeah,
project
the
or
company project. Because there was like
hmm,
the CS2 they had how they had like the Project G and stuff like that.
yeah.
Is Project exclusive? I could be a complete fucking bozo right now, and Project could be only Planet Eclipse exclusives. Nope, no, they have a Project DL. They have a
Uh
Project Lux for sure,
yeah,
100%.
because when because Marcelo I think had one. No, who did it? Was Mouse a project? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it wasn't Planet Eclipse exclusive. That's for sure.
Right, so
Uh,
that's what I
yeah.
think it is. I have no confirmation. I have no idea. I'm speaking out of my ass. If I were to just go off of what I'm looking at in this specific
The only
photo
thing
that
the
I'm not
only
showing you guys.
the only thing that I would counter with is that it's so if they're a Twister team, why would they have a project box? That I mean, unless there's a single player that is sponsored by a project. That's my only counter to that. But uh,
That's valid.
Hurricanes being a Twister team, I would assume maybe the milling pattern on the Twister is or the Twister version of the MacDev is
Maybe since they're a
has
factory
changed
team,
up.
they're like, okay, well, as long as you're shooting Mac Dev, like this one's specially made for you. You know,
Yeah, the milling and such that it takes on those.
they probably would
I
only
think
make
it
like 200 of them at the most.
Well, for milling wise, is I think they would probably only make maybe 50 or so because it takes a long time. Like the CNC machines that produce those markers and each of those ribs for it to go in the paths and can only be so deep at certain times. Like I think it's I think it's yeah I think it's a project, not a project, twister, and yeah, I'm gonna end it there because
And one reason why I think
I
it
don't
could
want to
be a
say anything more.
Twister all new gun is because they already have had they already have had the Twisters, uh, like out. Like look at this one that I'm tagging you in. This is like available. This one's available for purchase.
I mean, I do have a lot of high quality photos from the event we could also dig in and look at.
Ooh.
But maybe if you guys want to check that out, you can come to
Smiley Joe's live stream.
my live stream.
Dude, whenever I see
Yeah,
that, I hate when I'm driving and I'm like, oh, bruh, I totally want to be in there just fucking around and hanging out.
yeah, yeah.
Which that's what I think. I honestly think that everybody, if you genuinely want to kind of be in the community, dude, if you just live stream a little bit, that's a good way to kind of get your name out there. People can see your work. People can be like, oh shit, like there's a new media guy on the block. You know, whether they have mixed emotions about that because they're a media guy themselves, as a player, seeing somebody new come into the game is amazing, especially when it's like we could possibly lose somebody like Enrique in a second by getting swooped up by fucking Optic, or
yeah,
obviously Sam Bennett all in media going over with FaZe, right? Like
yeah.
eventually the skill ceiling is going to get so high that they branch out of paintball because they want to actually make real money, you know?
It's a hard ceiling. It's a hard ceiling for paintball media.
Yeah, it is.
I'll
You know.
tell you. I'll tell you that.
So I mean,
Yep. Yep.
fuck, I don't know, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, Joe,
dude.
what conspiracies you got lately, bro?
Oh,
What's been on your mind on the real?
oh, dude, conspiracies. I haven't had much time to really go into conspiracies and such. Um, yeah, just so. I mean, actually, the only one that I really saw that popped up was a certain gentleman who may or may not have had an island somewhere with multiple people. Uh,
Oh, the Epstein files.
is yeah, so Epstein's driving around in Florida somewhere. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
South Beach Paul or some shit like that. Palm
yeah,
Beach Pete,
yeah,
Palm Beach
yeah.
Pete.
Palm. Yeah, I just saw that and I'm like, oh,
That guy looks a
interesting.
little bit
That's
like
a
Jeffrey Epstein, you know, a
yeah,
little
and
bit.
they showed the teeth lined up a certain way, like same teeth pattern and such. And then they had him also over in Europe somewhere, and someone used AI to be like, "Hey, do a facial recognition on this, like
Oh, that
study
was
the
in
structure of."
Israel, where it was the guy with
Yeah,
the he had like a beard and like long gray hair. I'm pretty sure that was in Israel,
yeah,
or
yeah. So
supposedly, supposedly. I don't know.
supposedly, we don't know.
Dude,
We'll never
the
know.
thing is that's so weird, especially I mean about the Epstein files is after I think he got indicted. Is that the right word? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yep,
So he ordered like a ton of gallons of sulfuric acid, right?
mm,
And anybody who's seen Breaking Bad knows what you use sulfuric acid for, right? And some people are like, you know, I don't know who the fuck's defending Jeffrey Epstein, but they're like, you use it to shock your pool and you use it for pool cleaning. You do not, dude. One, he never ordered it in that many amounts of like that many gallons. You know,
yeah,
so it's like, dude, what are you trying to get rid of with that much sulfuric acid? I question it. Like, what the
yeah.
fuck? Like, who is truly connected to this to where it's like now that he's out of the picture in quotation marks if you're watching the video on YouTube, make sure.
Hmm.
Uh, who the fuck's cleaning it up for him? Like, are these people not getting investigated? Like, what the fuck?
Turning a blind eye. That's what's happening.
You know, it's
Yeah, dude.
actually scary. You know, because it's like, I mean, obviously, I don't have
It's
children, but bro, even like fearing that that's even possible to a child, like, bro, what the fuck,
right. It's so crazy what could happen to anyone.
dude?
It's just,
Absolutely.
I mean, I mean, it ties into the brown nosing thing. Is like you do one thing, we hold it against you, and then uh, you do as we say until we don't need you anymore, and then we release everything, and then you're done.
Yeah, we got a little bit of dirt on you, buddy. We got a text message over here that has you saying a slur, buddy. You're out of here. And it's like,
Yep,
bro,
and then it's see you later.
you're
Au revoir.
done.
I'll see
You're
you say.
done, dude. The cancel culture is so fucking real. And I hate it. I hate it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Marcelo got canceled for even just being in the same fucking room as a guy, bro, lame as fuck. Like, another thing that I
Softer
also,
than 10-ply.
you know,
Softer than 10-ply. That's what we become.
and another thing I even thought was soft was that chick that got banned from Team USA. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago when COVID first kicked off.
Oh,
You remember that?
dude.
Dude.
I was at that practice when she got kicked off.
What?
Yes, I was at that practice when Jess got kicked off, and it was just like, that is insane. So like,
Yes.
the whole practice was like the vibes, everything was just so nuts. Like nuts being like nobody was really talking to one another, and they made her like sit on the sidelines and not even gear up for the whole practice and such. Like by the looks of it and such, is like they already had their minds made up that they were going to cut her because they didn't want to deal with
The ramifications
yeah, and it's like
of a fucking
well,
Karen.
good, right? Like, good. Like, where's the backbone in the situation there? Like,
I completely agree, right? And the thing is that's so crazy is like, right, when Impact parted ways with Marcelo, that kind of set a precedence for Impact, right? And it set a precedence for Damage. Damage is basically like, dude, a killer's a killer, whatever he didn't even say anything that was crazy, right? He himself did not even say anything that was crazy. Dude, pick him up, right? And the fact that like Damage is like, in the eyes of other people, Marcelo being canceled, he could be redeemed because of his skill level, and that they know that he's not a fucking piece of shit. You know,
right, like you're never going to not agree with someone 100%. Like,
yes,
let them do their own thing. Like, have your differences off the field. Like that's what makes the relationships that you have with people very very valuable and such. Like it allows you to understand things at a much deeper level. Like yeah, dude, like you might have a friend that has some like some political views that are completely different, or like the Marcelo thing is like he was just like he was waiting to say something, and it's like yeah, he was letting the dust settle. Like why are you going to make a decision when like the heat is going, like the storm has been brewed, like
and especially with
so
something that you
stupid.
just no matter once you're touched by that, there is no winning. There is only surviving.
Yeah, dude.
So to see Marcelo succeed on top of surviving that, bro, truly fucking great. And I don't know about this Jessie chick. Like I feel like after that cancel culture, she kind of just like fell off the face of the earth.
Well, she took some time off, and she came back and played. So like she had played with the women's protocol team at Tampa actually
Oh,
last
double
year,
canceled.
and so the team that that's funny. um, so she so she was on the women's protocol team, and that squad, I if they had stuck together and played if they played the WNXL, they would have been the team in the WNXL.
Oh hell yeah.
Like they would have been the top team. Um and I would have put money on that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, how those girls were grinding, they understood what they needed of one another. Yeah, they would have put it on. But yeah, Jessie, she stepped away from the sport. She's doing I think a lot of golf now. Yeah, she got married, plays golf. Yeah, she's living life. I mean, stepping outside paintball into bigger, better things.
That's amazing because sometimes when people get
Yeah.
canceled and they really get fucked over, they're going straight to OnlyFans. So it is great knowing that she is not there, just having a great time, surviving.
Well, if I get canceled and I have to go to OnlyFans, man, I'm fucked.
Dude, I would be so fucked. Maybe I could do like Patreon like mustache only content, you know? I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, what if you were okay? So that's such a weird thing to like. If a male was to go into OnlyFans, like, I wouldn't want to expose myself. Like, what other stuff would you show on your OnlyFans?
I think
Like,
nothing because OnlyFans is accepted as like the sexual app. Like that is like a place where I don't even fucking know how to describe it. The
right. So does YouTube even so? This is a question. Maybe you know this. I don't know this. It's like, does YouTube have a private subscription base that like you can go on to YouTube and only members view, or
yeah.
is
There's
that
members. There's
is that
members
yeah?
only.
That,
I don't think we're cool enough to
okay.
have members yet. We have subscribers. Is
Okay.
that what they're? That's what they're called to us. The subscribe. Actually,
Yeah.
they're not even called subscribers. They're called brothers. That's what I call them. You know.
The brothers are here.
You know the
Um,
Yinzers.
well, I mean, with my, I could do the beekeeping, or actually, I could do the pizza dough
Oh, that
too.
would
And
be
pizza is
sick,
like, oh, dude, the sizzle sometimes when pulling that pizza out of the oven, dude. Oh boy,
dude.
it's some good stuff.
You could
I had people
genuinely
mouth.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I, I had some people before, so every national event before I go to an event, I
Make a
cook
pizza.
pizzas for my family. But it's a tradition that's been done since 2021. So
Amazing.
I had so many people be like, "Yo, did you bring any of that pizza?" Like, and it's like, I'm like, it barely made it out of the oven and onto the counter. Like,
None of it even got cold.
gone, dude. It is nuts. So like I was joking. So like I wouldn't do this because it would be you and there's a couple people that aren't attending the Dover event, and I've really considered it is to bring my pizza oven and then be like, hey, Thursday pizzas
What?
at the Max tent. If you're these names show up Thursday, you get pizza. Friday, these names show up, so like I could cut pizzas
Holy
for my friends.
shit, dude.
Like, I that would be so cool. But like
Dude.
I, yeah. But there's a couple people that I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, like they have to be there, and I'm not gonna do that to that. Like, I'm not gonna do that to them.
Dude, Smiley Joe's Pizza. Holy
Joe's
fuck,
Does.
dude. Joe's Does! Oh my god. That has such a good fucking ring to it. Is it okay, be honest. Are you gonna do something with that? Be honest.
I've,
Oh, a little bit of
I
I don't know. Prophecy has not been foreseen.
might have a couple videos that are just waiting for the right time to release. But
Oh my god.
yeah, dude. Actually, so speaking of does and such, so Andrew Garrity of Blast Camp, congrats to them. They had a
Congratulations.
phenomenal NXL event too. Uh, he makes some killer sourdough bread. Drew's doughs. I'll have to find the link or whatnot. His sourdough bread is delicious, dude.
Oh, okay.
So we did a trade. So I sent him some of my honey, and he sent me a loaf of his sourdough. He sent me a cheddar jalapeno sourdough
What?
bread.
That sounds so good.
He had it. So he froze it, shipped it to me. I heated it up in the oven a little bit, dude. Amazing. So
Holy
like,
shit.
yeah, dude. Drew's dough is like from Blast Camp, like top notch. Like,
Congratulations
so
to Blast Camp. Not
yeah,
only do they make good sourdough,
yeah.
they got a first place. Great for them.
Although the everybody gets that bread. That's what it is.
Wait.
Everybody gets bread. That bread. No, I'm saying like let's get that bread.
Yeah.
Like let's get that win. Yeah, let's get that bread.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
dude.
they did.
Yes, sir.
That's the secret. Blast Camp got that bread.
Dude, doing the dough, bro. Just doing the dough.
Just doing the dough.
So, okay, let me just say this. If I'm just gonna take a bow shot in the
Big
dark. If
Okay.
this is somehow a pizza tutorial,
Mm-hmm.
if it is, I am going to learn that and I'm going to make a video and post it on our YouTube, the From the Sidelines, of us making it, of us trying to make it. And I think the way how we could actually do that is I don't tell Brando and Caden, right? I don't tell them. And I'm like, all right, guys, we're meeting up. We're going to do a project, right? And then that's the project. We watch the video, try to make it from scratch, all in one session.
So I'll have to do another video then to make it so it could be a short. There's some modifications I would have to do, but that would be fun.
And I know that's a ton of work for you, and you don't even have. And obviously, the secret sauce, Joe, it should not be revealed. The secret sauce should not be revealed. So if it needs to even be a private video where I need to cut out details on the way the dough is doughing, I'll do whatever it takes, brother.
The secret sauce, man.
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
That's it. Is it? If you have had my honey, that's the secret sauce.
I love your honey, bro. It's so good, dude. When you gave it to me that event, I had so many of my teammates begging me for, like, trying to sneak into my gear bag and get the honey so for their coffee and their fucking peanut butter and honey sandwiches. And I'm like, bro, you fucking rats, you vultures.
Yeah.
This is my fucking honey.
This is mine. Yeah, dude.
You know?
So, at the NXLs, and like this is coming this year. It is here this year. So we decided to purchase a machine, and we got honey sticks.
Honey packs? Oh, I'm about to be right off the honey pack.
Yeah, so we have so honey sticks, and what you do is you chew off the end and then you just slurp it. Yeah,
like honey go-gurt.
These were at the NXL in Tampa, and select people got to be my first test subjects on it.
Oh my god.
But so the stuff that you got was from my hives.
Yep.
This is as Nate from Dye. This is from my aunt's hives, so this is a different flavor. So this is Auntie's. Yeah, so
Auntie's secret sauce.
Auntie's hives. So like both flavors are very different between the two. I mean, you can just see like one's from my hive, and
almost like a strawberry, low key.
Yeah, so one's from my hives and one's from Auntie's hive. So yeah, it's those will be at NXLs for certain people. I want to set something up too where it's, if I have excess, is to do like a fundraiser at the NXL for some cause. Like I think the cause I would go with is a paintball buddy. His son had cancer. Cam's crew. So I would want to do like, oh yeah, 2 straws for $1, but all proceeds go to Cam's crew, just to support that.
Dude, that is amazing.
Yeah, so like I need to work out some logistics with that first, because like we so all the bees. So I went into the hives on a warm day a couple weeks ago, and all our bees have died over the winter.
What?
So
is that normal?
Yeah. No.
Fuck.
Yes and no. The survival rates have been dropping, but yeah, we had to buy new bees, so I ended up spending like $1,500.
What the fuck?
For some more hives. So yeah.
How much does one beehive cost?
106. So to buy just a shoebox worth of bees is like $160.
Holy
you get
shit.
like 5,000. You get 5,000 bees in there about, and then
they count them
in a queen. Every single one. They have a person at the store, and you're
like, so fucking with me, bro.
Like a little turntable. They're just like, all right, to the next box.
It's like, what's that? The pharmacist. You know how they like load up the pills in the machine? They're like counting them out with a little butter knife. I'm like, oh, shoop, right in the bottle. Damn, that is fucking funny.
Yeah, no. What they do is when they load them up, it's kind of savage. Wise is like they take a scoop, like an ice scoop, and they just
scoop the bees out.
put just scoop the bees out of the box that they're in, and then they just like pour them into this box, this shoe box, uh, device, and just that's where they're gonna hang out
And you have to smoke
until
them
they
out, right?
come up here.
You have to like use the fucking little
So so so
smoker thing
so
to.
some people smoke them, but we actually spray them with sugar water. Uh,
Oh, dude, they're
yeah.
probably like, yeah, like probably enjoying it.
Oh, they get so sticky and they just like all become like one giant ball, and then I guess they clean each other off, but they can't fly because their wings have sugar on it, so it
Oh
makes
my
it
god.
less of a it makes them less aggravated, but they're probably really upset that they're sticky and can't fly. Uh,
Damn it, it
but yeah,
hurts so
we
good.
spray 'em. Yeah, that was the best worst feeling ever.
Wow, holy
Uh,
shit.
yeah, dude. So, well, once I get logistics for the year, because that'll determine what I can do for honey for the fall, for this year. So we got a couple things in the works.
Could you ever see yourself running your own honey business? Where it's like
So pretty much,
a thing where you sell it to markets or something like that, or maybe a local fucking Vons or something like that. Like, could you ever see yourself doing that?
yeah. So actually, one of my buddies. So speak going back to pizza wise, is like one of my buddies. He has this awesome pizza shop in Boston. He
What's it called? Shout it out.
is Pizza Project in Boston. If you're
Pizza
ever in
Project.
Boston, Pizza Project. It's like how I was saying about Drew's Doughs. Like his pizza is phenomenal.
Wow.
Like you'll
There's love
you'll
in it.
dream about it. There's
Dream
oh
about it.
dude, there's
I'm an
the
Italian,
oh dude,
so
yeah
I
dude,
do dream
it
about
is so
pasta and
good.
pizza a lot.
Yeah, he so the place so he gets his so with certain flowers and such. I could go down a deep rabbit hole on this, but his flour comes locally within like a probably an hour and a half, 2 hours from Boston. That they stone mill the flour. It's cold milled, and the grain is less than 2 to 3 weeks old when he gets it. So where a lot of these other big companies like pizza places, they have their flour is like it's been on the shelf for like a couple months, so it loses some of its nutrients in it. Where his, it's like
It's fresh every time.
it's fresh. It's within 2 or 3 days. I forget how long he proofs his dough. It's so proofing is like after you shape the dough, you put it in the fridge and you let it sit for a duration,
It's
and
like
then you take
fermenting
it out
alcohol,
and then
right?
make it. Exactly, exactly. I mean, yeast is
Yeah.
is a is right. You're putting yeast in alcohol, like you're putting yeast in dough. It's the same exact thing that you're talking about. So yeah, so Pizza Project Boston, Dan Span, who's also a paintballer, he um he buys my honey in bulk. Uh, so like I'll
Wow.
sell him. I think I've sold him at most either 40 or 60 pounds
What
at a
the
time.
fuck? That's a lot.
Yeah. So actually,
How
if
much
you
is that
wanted
like
to like
in like how they say like $1 billion is like the size of a fucking church and shit? Like how much is that?
yeah.
Like how much
So
inventory is that?
a 40 pound of honey is a 5 gallon bucket.
Oh shit. Okay, that's actually
Yeah.
well, a lot less than what I thought.
Yeah, so like if you were to, I mean, if you bottle it, it's a whole different story, right?
For sure.
Because you're taking up more real estate. But if you look at a 5 gallon bucket, that is 45 pounds of honey. So
Damn.
I show up to his pizza shop uh, once a year or so, once or twice a year, and I have a bucket like that, and I sell it to him, and then he makes hot honey out of it, and that
Dude,
it goes from
you're
there.
making me hungry, bro. Even thinking about this. Like that pizza must be
Dude,
so good because I'm
I'm
dreaming about it
starving.
now.
Dude, it is amazing. I want to go there now too. So
I mean,
Yeah, my mouth is juicing.
straight up, dude, straight up. It's like there are very few things that can kind of like get like my mouth juicing like that. I
Yeah,
thought of like, okay, if I'm being honest, like pickles. When I think of like a really good
interesting.
like vinegary pickle, I'm like, damn, dude, like my
Yeah.
my saliva glands start going. Or like, let me think, like a juicy strawberry. Like where you know it's gonna be
Oh
like
yeah,
plump and perfect. You know, but
yeah,
also like really good Italian food where it's like you can tell it's made with love. Like, dude, the bowl that it was made in was probably from like fucking 1200 Sicily, like been in
yeah.
the family for generations. That's why I love my local Italian spot is because like, dude, they make it with all authentic stuff, like so good, right? So I
Have
mean,
you been? So you must have been. You must have been to Italy before, right?
no,
Or
I
have you ever
haven't.
gone?
I need to go to
Oh,
the
dude,
homeland.
you gotta go to the homeland, man. It is
Have you
the
you've been,
food. Like if you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, a
dude?
couple times.
A
I
couple
studied abroad
times?
there.
What the
Yeah, I
fuck?
studied abroad there, and like the food is just like it's so different. It like all the modifications that we do in the U.S. to our food, like
Well, dude,
that's
the
why like this
FDA doesn't
old.
give a fuck.
Oh no, they don't care about you. It's they don't care about you until they have figured out what the modifications they've made. And actually, that's a conspiracy that I've been into is they modify the food and then they're like they test it what the modifications are and then they set up the vaccines or whatnot that are the result of the modifications of the food down the road. So it takes 10 years. So they know what's going to come down the road. And what ends up happening is the FDA is like, oh, yeah, we have a vaccine for this food modification we made 10 years ago. How
Hmm.
convenient that these both are coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, hmm,
I mean, dude, even
that's
like
odd.
just the fucking preservatives that we have, like, there are people that come to the U.S. from Europe and they get sick because of the gluten that we have over here, or people that have had a
Yeah.
gluten allergy all their life in America. They go over to Europe and they try a ton of gluten-filled activities, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Like, it is
It's
just
because
so interesting.
we because our foods over here in the US they're depleted of the
Nutrients,
nutrients.
dude. Like,
We're stripped of it.
like in America, you will not see this in any other place but America, where you will see a fat, malnourished person.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
there's a difference between someone getting fat when they're getting incredibly nourished, they're getting a ton of protein, they're getting like their perfect balance of carbohydrates. I mean, obviously, even you don't need the perfect balance of anything, but like, dude, the stuff in the food here is just so fucking bad. To where
It's
my,
shit.
my
Yeah.
girlfriend really opened my eyes to where it's like, dude, you need to watch what you're putting in your body, and
Yeah.
man, I hate being a fucking adult. You
Yeah,
know?
you got to watch. I mean, to tie into our conversation earlier is like we talked about what the food you put into your body, what you put into your mind, like what you put into your body, you eat it, you consume it physically, mentally. It's all a holistic approach.
It's fucking crazy. But Joe, before
Yeah.
we start wrapping this up, brother. All right, it's been
Hmm.
some time since you've been on. Obviously, day one. So I think realistically, okay, wait, let's do the math on this one. It was episode 165. We're on
Hmm.
191. What math is that? That's like almost 30. That's like
191. Yeah, it's 20.
26.
Yep, 26.
26, right? So it's
So
been,
about half a year.
yeah, it's been about half a
Half a
year.
year.
So
6 month update.
right, day one. Smiley Joe here is my day one, people. Right, when I was so fucking scared to shoot the podcast for the first time, and we had so many mistakes, so many mishaps. But Joe, you stuck through it, bro, and you've always shown me love whenever it was possible, dude. Genuinely, I appreciate you. But since the the 26 weeks, the 6 months, has your answer changed? If you had a microphone with every single human attached to conduit style, what would you tell them? Is there something new that you've learned that you would tell the entire world?
I don't remember what I said six months ago. Um,
You know, if I was
I mean,
Shelda, I would have it on the record instantly and be like, "This is what you said." But I'm not Shelda, sadly. Shelda's a triple award winner, dude. Congrats to him. Let me just say, I'm obviously making jokes. I love Dan Shelley, but like, the guy's a fucking trooper. Love that guy to death. But I honestly don't remember what you said. So
I don't even remember this question. I mean, we just had so many things going on that day one that it was just like,
you know,
what
man,
do we
dude, that
even
might have
talk?
even been before I even asked it. Genuinely.
Yeah,
I mean, shit.
yeah.
If
I
you had
don't
a
know
microphone
if I
now and it was attached to
oh
every single
man,
human being on Earth, and it was translated to every single language where every single human could understand it, what
all
would you
right.
tell them?
This is a joke. This is a joke. You'll love this.
Okay.
I'll do this.
Oh, straight up, bro. Straight up.
You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm muted.
Am I
Hello?
muted?
Hello? 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 Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
might be playing in my headphones.
I can
Go
hear you.
ahead.
Hello?
Uh-oh, I messed everything up.
That's okay. That's okay. You're good.
Oh, I can hear you. So you could see me waving the
Yep.
flag. Yeah,
Yep.
I can
Yep.
hear you. Yeah,
Dude, let me
yeah,
just
yeah.
say,
Joe.
the jokes don't write themselves on that. That is true, authentic, candid moments that nobody could, like, if people tried to replicate it in that, like, if people tried to do what we do in that scenario, they're getting canceled.
Yeah.
They're getting
So
canceled.
the clip that I showed for people that are just listening to the listening to the podcast is at World Cup last year. Hatch he acquired the HK banner and was waving it around and saying "Buy HK" with another slogan after it. Uh, so
It's very similar to
the
Let It
other
Fly with Defy,
yeah,
but it's a little bit more HK and a little bit more adult rated,
eh,
you know?
yeah, it was very H. Uh,
Very.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, yesterday, yesterday while I was at the venue helping take down stuff, I saw the HK banner and I'm like,
Oh,
I gotta swing this for Hatch.
so
So,
good, dude. You did
yeah,
a great honor
yeah.
for it, brother.
I would have yelled it.
Dude,
I
your
have
boy
to
Dave
protect
Painter's
myself.
right there. You don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, Dave would care. Dave would care if I did say it, but
But obviously,
yeah,
Dave would not
yeah,
care if you said it as a person. If you were like in a room with a guy like chilling.
yeah,
You gotta remember, people are soft now,
yeah,
dude. People will cancel you over the smallest words. You know, where we live in a time now
yeah.
where you genuinely have to be careful what you say. And luckily, we ride that edge, people over here on FTS. We ride that edge because we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah, dude. You just gotta do you. What it comes down to, like, just do you. And if you've been true to yourself, at the end of the day, like, you died on your sword. That's it.
I
Like,
like that.
die on your own sword. Yeah,
Straight up. And let me just say that that's the code word. That's the code phrase of the week, people. Do you, whatever it is, be yourself. Like if you're one of those guys, unless you're a furry, don't be that.
dude. There was a fury. Okay, driving home before the or driving home after the Tampa practice. There was two furries walking in the middle of New Hampshire on like on a
Oh, they're
main
sweating.
road that like oh dude it was cold out so they were
Oh
probably
shit.
warm but like in the middle of nowhere it's like what the hell are these freaking things doing out here.
You
I
know,
was worried because it's like hunting like what if it's hunting season, like can you legally
can you get a
shoot a
ticket?
furry if it's hunting season?
I mean,
Like
shit, bro.
I don't know.
There's no law
Like
against it, so you get at least one freebie. There's no law
yeah,
on it, you know. And it's like when you go to Disneyland and it's like, hey, don't stand over the rails or you're gonna fall in and get eaten by an alligator. One kid ruined it for everybody, and so now we're just waiting for that one time, you know. But I guess one thing I respect about furries, bro, that is some true dedication to be weird.
yeah.
That is a true
Well,
dedication to be a freak.
I love Comic Con people because they like you at least show who you are. Like those
Yeah,
people like show their geekiness and such. Like for me, if I see a Comic Con person and they've created their own outfit, I'm like, yeah, good for you, good shit.
for sure.
For furries is a different
There's a
different
big difference between
thing.
a cosplayer and a furry. One is obviously doing it for, I don't know. Like if I feel like the furry is like it's like a arousement thing. It's like a kink. I don't know. Or I mean obviously I've seen those weird cringe TikTok videos where people are acting like wolves and I'm like, bro, is this what real life VR chat is like?
Oh man, I wish I had that video of the woman. She was outside a store barking like a dog, and then a dog comes and attacks her.
I did see that one. I thought it was AI, but I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this is actually funny as shit.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that definitely is a real thing. Like,
The dog
holy
came
shit,
and
man.
grabbed her by the neck and like shook her for a second.
Oh,
And she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
She questioned every bark she's ever done ever at that moment.
Yeah, she's like, now I do not identify as a dog.
Yeah, let me just, cool guy of the week is that dog. Good job, buddy. You know?
Good job, dog.
Hell yeah. You know,
That's my dog. That's my dog.
DAWG, dog. Dog.
Dog.
But
D-O-G.
Joe, it's been a fucking pleasure having you on. Seriously, it's always a pleasure. You're always welcome here, dude. You're one of those few people that we brand FTS. You know, like
Yeah.
we got you, Lastro, Aaron, like ARG Image.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what other media guys we have like as like the FTS media guys. I mean, Cody Woodruff, he's a content creator. He's an FTSer now.
Yeah.
You know, from Aftermath.
Oh, Aftermath, really?
Yeah, I had him on relatively recently.
I know you had him on, but I didn't realize he was a content creator.
Dude, like no joke. If you look him up on TikTok, I think it's like either Cody Woodruff 08 or Woodruff _ 08 or some shit. The guy makes great relatable content. You know, he does a lot of the Ray-Ban meta footage, and I mean, I think there was one that it hit home to me. It was like some not sad music, but it was like, man, imagine making so many sacrifices in your life to be the best at like such a niche sport called paintball. And I was like, wow, if that is not me, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, he makes incredibly relatable content.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize Cody was a content creator from Aftermath. I'll have to. I don't have TikTok. I won't go onto that platform, which limits me. But I'm fine with that. But noted.
You know what? Every time I see it, I'll download it manually and then send it to you. Like,
no, don't waste that time. I want you to use your time for other more fun things.
You're absolutely right about that, brother. I appreciate that. But Joe, do you have anything to say to the people before we log off?
I mean, it's always a pleasure being on From the Sidelines. I mean, you guys are some dope ass dudes.
Appreciate that.
I'm glad I got to hang out with you for a couple hours, shoot the shit. Yeah, we didn't cover everything we set out to, but you know
I don't even think I looked at the list once.
I mean, things just flowed, and like that's the fun thing about it is like we just went with it.
Yes.
But, yeah, it was nice to talk to you, Hatch. I mean, we'll wait for Brando next time, and then same with
one thing that we could touch on just real quick and brief. Dude, genuinely, dude, I got sad when I didn't go to Tampa because you're one of those people that I like, dude, I seek out. Like, where is Smiley Joe at? Like, every practice day, we always run into each other, right? I would have loved to go to the Tampa event. I make a point to come
find the DMG. I make a point to come see the DMG. Like, I like these guys. I like the dedication, make greatness. Like, I like that slogan, and I made sure to come and find you guys. And now it's like, when I saw Cedar and Marv, I'm like, I saw Cedar's pants. I'm like, no, like this is a dream. This is a dream.
It was. It's just weird, bro. It was just so weird. And dude, I mean, I'm not even saying this in like, I guess I am saying this in the gayest possible way, bro. I miss you, bro. It was weird. It was weird, like being at home, watching it on the big screen, not being there in person, seeing my people. Sure, the WC is one of the greatest leagues that there is, but competitive, it fills that void. But socially, It does not. I'm a social butterfly that I love talking to all my people from all over the world. Like my Smiley Joes, my VGs, my All In Medias, my Enrique's, my Ivan Gonzalez's, right? Matt the Gym Rat, 40 Media, 5 Pack Productions. All of my people, it was a huge void in my heart not seeing my people. It was so weird. The FOMO was like, this might even, dude, I'm like salivating at the idea of seeing my friends. You know, it was just weird. I don't know.
Not weird at all. Not weird at all.
So, but it
yeah.
Love you, bro. You're the fucking
pleasure.
man. Seriously.
Yeah. Love you too, bro.
And if you guys made it this far, make sure you guys go to welchclothing.com, get some of that Dreamers merch. Discipline over motivation all the time. Use code FTS at checkout. Save yourself 10%. Corey and Scott over there, they're great mentors. Shoot them a message. They're good enough guys to always respond, right? And second, Hormesis Paintball. Joe has a fucking sick ass headband. That's like a 1 of 1, or at least I'm just gonna say it is, but so sick. Fits the guy's personality, right? If you want something incredibly special that you can hold near and dear to your heart, go shop Hormesis Paintball. Whatever they make, whether it be a fanny pack, a headband, a shirt, a thong, I'm rocking it, you know? So, and if you're in the Northern California area, come check out Capital Edge Paintball Park. A lot of the guys on the DMG/Ducks, we're there all the time, right? There's great competition. A lot of WC teams are over there looking to sharpen their blade. So come on out. It's a family out there. Once you join DMG or the Ducks, dude, you're in there for life, you know? So I appreciate it. If you guys made it this far, this is your boy Hatch, Smiley Joe, signing off. We love you guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.